Hello, everybody, and welcome to Equinox, a soon-to-be weekly Dungeons and Dragons game featuring these lovely people. You right there, Andrew?
Stage.
You haven't been eating
What,
your spinach,
what,
buddy.
what are you doing, boss? He's getting
He's
there.
trying to he's trying to get the
I'm
lid
trying to
off.
open a
He's trying to
goddamn
open-
bottle.
He's trying to open his gamer subs, and it's not working out for him.
I am.
More noise.
I just love the fact that the screaming is peaking the mic really bad. It's great.
What's
Yeah, so
What waifu model you got there, Andrew?
God damn it! Hang on.
Run away! He's had to leave.
Yes, so welcome to this weekly Dungeons and Dragons game featuring these chaotic little gremlins right here. We are on episode session 37 of Equinox. We've been chugging along, doing well. We've gotten through things. The book has been booking. They have some friends joining from the past. Who knows what is going to happen next, shall we say? But on that note, I know that we did a vague kind of touch up, but does anyone wanna, because it's been a couple of weeks since we played because I've had a lot of work on. Does anyone want to like touch up the no, don't do that. That's illegal. I was gonna say
Don't make
touch
this
up
weird.
the crowd.
Don't make this weird.
In the news, in the afternoon news, you did find out that a strange illness had started to overtake corpses that had just fallen over in the street. They're not all fallen over yet, but any of the undead dead corpses that had been raised by the necromancer. Um,
I believe it's rizzed.
they have been falling over in the streets with a strange decaying necrosis covering their bodies, with a strange dark fungal infection, in which a dark void appears as the fungal infection overtakes them. A dark void appears, and anyone that is near it gets sucked in. And the Imperium was claiming that the demonic sign that is left on the ground is none other than the ancient marking of a strange ancient cult, only known as the Cult of Steve. Yep. They're claiming that it's a terrorist attack. They've called in the Hallowwood Weaver family from Fairweir to try and get rid of some of the dead, whether or not they actually called them in or not, but it seems to be an act of cooperation at this point, at this time. And the Imperium regrets having to resort to archaic and outdated methods to call in the Fae clan. However, if you do come across one of these corrupted bodies and you come across it, don't interact with it. Call 666 Imp Death and make a report. And then finally, the warehouses down in the shipping district have been thought to be raided by the notorious Shadow Moon wolves, and they stole more than 2 million credits worth of weapons, armor, and provisions. And they believe that they are preparing to align themselves with a terrorist organization known as the Covenant of Eris that has taken foothold in the Circle of Lisnair. So that happened last week in the news, just to mostly fill Kevin in last time on the news, because Kevin didn't get to hear that, and I know that Kevin appreciates information.
I'm a heralded newsman.
He's a heralded newsman. Brax Brongston found this all just the sheer levels of conspiracy that the government was going to cover everything up, to stay vigilant. He alerted everybody. Arashi and Wicked went to a fight club where Arashi started as a novice cage fighter. Do you recall what his cage fighting name is at this point in time?
Goldilocks.
Goldilocks, that's right. Because Wicked, in typical Wicked fashion, did not realize that Arashi's hair is not, in fact, gold, but white. But he has been deemed Goldilocks. But He went into his first fight with the odds of 100 to 1 to win, in which he did win, making Wicked get very, very rich. She made 2,000 credits, and then she's like, "We gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go now." But Arashi did take exception to some of the mobsters' opinions. Sabata and Habaru did indeed continue to build things in the city at the local blacksmith. Um, you also, I can't remember what you. I think you got was it a library card?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you
It's
signed
a
up
good
for a
idea.
library card.
Yes, most definitely.
Yep, signed up for a library card, so he now has access on his POM phone to the entire catalogue of the library's books that he can borrow um, right in his hand, which he thought that was pretty impressive.
Oh, right in my glasses.
In his glasses, that's right. So, all very, very exciting. Is there anything I missed? Oh, apart from the two. Oh, yeah, because you weren't here as well. Also, the Glimmer twins are dead, Kevin.
Hell yeah. Oh no, I remember the Glimmer twins dying right at the end of
They did. Habaru, in typical Habaru fashion, realized that Arashi had been the one to dispatch them, and immediately did what Habaru does best, which is lose his cool and his shit at Arashi.
Did he tell the local authorities?
No, he
No.
did not.
Damn, I thought that was totally a Habaru thing to do. He's such a good
He
little
will-
guy.
No.
He will fill out a report,
Habaru's
though.
not a bootlicker, all right?
He'll fill out a report, though.
No.
And finally, in addition to that, on their way back to joining the others at the blacksmith, they Arashi and Wicked came across a scene with one of these bloated, decaying corpses in which Wicked immediately recognized an individual that was working on it. She had a rather audacious hat, uh, looking quite skilled at what she was doing, but Wicked went quiet. She went incredibly pale. Arashi realized there was a danger and has promised to teach her how to stealth, I believe, was the agreement. Correct me if I'm wrong at any point.
Yes.
Yeah, you're going to teach her to hide.
Yes. And then you went the back way and entered into the blacksmithy, in which I believe that Richard Feynman's just kind of been sitting in the corner, watching.
I
Snoozing.
think
He's
that
been
presumably he
watching
had like a
Sabato.
10-piece feed and then had a 10-piece sleep.
Yes. Well, it's not actually night quite yet. So without much further ado, we will break into this evening's news. Good evening, Moonblight. I'm Misty Challenger, and you're joining me for the 10 p.m. news. The Imperium is reminding citizens to remain cautious as they continue to clear the streets of the undead. While the Hallowwood family is endeavouring to work as quickly as possible, the public is reminded that the inert corpses that are littering our streets are bearers of unusual circumstances. The Imperium reminds everyone that approaching the Hallowwoods will cause delays and to not approach. The Imperium advises that if a marked corpse is discovered, please report to 666 Imp Death for assistance. It seems that it has been a perfect storm for Moonblight, as reports of large swarms of cats seem to have moved into the town. The feline felons do not seem to be violent or territorial, but have been stalking those who have been raised from the dead. Those corpses that have not succumbed to the strange disease seem to be the target of the furry fiends. Animal behaviourists and druids alike are confused by the bizarre behaviour, likening it to a similar event that was recorded in Enthalemere before the merge, claiming that it appears to be a once-in-a-generation event. And Critvo Industries have recently announced their newest product at the Intuit Summit this afternoon. The POM Dreamscape is being lauded as a pioneer of technological advancement, with Critvo CEO Samyaza Greer detailing that the neural link will allow unprecedented user interface and interactivity with a vaster range of customization to allow the user a true and complete hands-free experience. The POM Dreamscape is set to hit the stores within the next month, and custom pre-orders opening this weekend. For more news, entertainment, weather, and traffic updates, please follow us on Facebook, Hex, TwigTalk, and Hextagram. I'm Misty Challenger for 606.9 PMB, home of your local news. Radio in the blacksmith has come on with the usual news music and broadcast.
Ripping off my
Can you-
ideas.
Can you describe what the news music sounds like, Tegan?
In our earlier episodes, I did actually have news music that played behind it.
It's do you remember what early 2000s the current affair music sounded like, Andrew? And
Da-na-na-na, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, da-na-na-na.
Okay,
That
I was
one.
thinking something like that.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, also, Wicked brought back Philly cheesesteak sandwiches for everybody.
Oh, that's right. You did.
So-
You did bring back Philly cheese.
how many did you bring for Feynman?
She got
A
one for everybody.
sandwich. Yeah.
One.
Oh, I
Yes.
know.
All right, I'll just have to have the bars.
He's already eaten his.
God damn it! Who hasn't eaten this?
You can have mine,
You?
So you say just Feynman.
but I'm having the cheese.
He's pulled
yeah,
the cheese off, leaving the steak part.
I
And in
thought
a joke,
Boomeadow
and in
didn't
a
call
twist of
it.
event, it's Philly cheesesteak. It's horse meat.
Hell yeah.
That was worth it for Andrew's reaction.
I won't say nay to that.
I'd say nay to that.
That meat has
Yeah,
to be
but if
so
you get a
fat.
bad one, you get the trots.
Exactly.
Trots. All right, that's enough out of you.
Kevin's missed this.
Yeah, I'll let my main man Sabata have the solid milk out of both of the Philly cheesesteaks. Is that what he calls it? Solid milk or hard
He
milk?
does. Nope, it is. It
Yep,
is
solid milk.
Solid milk.
solid milk.
All right.
Uh,
Yeah, you can have-
As the sandwiches were being handed out, I sort of give a nod. It's trying to get someone to come away, whether it be Habaru or excuse me, Feynman.
well, I'll go as quick as I possibly can away to exclude Habar, so that we can fucking
I believe.
get
I
up to
believe.
some sort of mischief.
I believe you are like mid-hammer sequence or something, can't you, Habaru? Because you're.
You're making the Tarascorn, right?
I've already made it.
You're a manufacturer.
No.
Or are you working on your armor, or have you given up on that dream?
I'm probably working on something.
He's working on
He's
something.
working on something.
He's working on
I'm
his
working
sanity.
Yeah, good fucking luck on that.
All right,
All right,
I'll fall in.
I'll go around the corner and out the front door.
All right, I mean, I'll follow Arashi. I'll say, let's see how this goes. This is a roll more for me, so I'll just roll a stealth. 6th. I'm clearly going.
Stomping your way out.
You call out, "Hold up, Orochi!" with a mouthful of.
Yeah, I'm like, wait up. You forgot your sandwich.
I think Arashi did actually eat his sandwich. He didn't think much of it though.
I tried it.
You tried
did
it. You weren't a horseman.
No. I know I had like 2 bites and then stealthily dumped the rest of it into the bin on the way home. On the
All
way
right, I'll
back. to
fish
the
it
group.
out of the bin.
Oh,
It's a far bin. Never mind. It's not here. Wasn't within eye shot.
no. We get outside, and I just make a gesture to a lady that is doing an incantation over a body, generating a void.
Let me see if I can find her for you.
All right, so this is
Here you go.
presumably related to the fungal infection that's going on, I assume, or is it like some other like
Yes,
thing
it was
going
part
on?
of the news of
Yeah, it's
this
part of the
being
Okay.
news.
Yeah.
You know as much as Arashi does, so.
Okay, so like
But
something's going on outside.
but Arashi doesn't give a rat's ass about the fungal thing anyway. It's the lady, and you're sort of. Do you know what she is? I have a assumption there's something close in my time period, but everything's changed. I just wanted to.
Is he asking? Do I know who that is, or do I know
What?
what
Like
race that is?
her role, her task, or
Oh, okay. So what does she do, or like whatever? I guess this would be like a history or like a investigation, Tegan.
I mean, yeah, you can roll a history and let's see what.
Any chance I could roll an insight into her because I don't have a negative to it.
No, this would very much be a history, and that would be on
God
point
damn it.
if you fail this epically.
3? How are
You
we
do.
feeling about a
No.
3? I think that was the AC for failing or for getting this one. It was actually a 3.
Yeah, no, she doesn't look familiar. I mean, to look at her, uh, black flowing robes, a pointy hat. Pretty sure this is a witch of some description.
That would be a magic user, my man.
Yeah.
yes, I'm aware of that. But we come across several magic users, and none of them made Wicked panic like this one did.
Ah, okay. Now that's key information for what I'm looking for, I guess. Um, can I just go up to her and be like, "Hi, I'm Feynman. Who are you?"
You walk up to the woman. She does have a couple of what appear to be like two bodyguards with her. They appear to be um, Eladrin in appearance. Both of them seem to have a darker, almost charcoal grey skin tone. Um, Very red hair, very glowing yellow eyes. But yes, very much Eladrin. They're both Summer Eladrin. They are very much armed. Um, they don't seem to see you as a threat, though, as you approach, as Khalida Hollywood kind of stands up away from this body. It does seem to be ringed by a number of runes that she seems to have put down. And she kind of takes a step back and she looks at you. Uh, Khalida Hollywood, how can I help you? Have you found another body?
Can I I don't know if we've played with this before, but
Ye-
I think I underutilized them. This is out of character, sorry. Um,
She
you
looks
gotta
at you very confused. I feel like there is a wall that you're breaking here somewhere.
you kind of cut me a little slack. I am sick.
No, go for it.
So with my weave power, I feel like before I've tried to like lean into it to sort of get a read on people's vibe.
You may.
Now
Your
is
force
that
vibe
an
check.
insight or a wisdom? Because weave is generally wisdom.
I will allow an insight on this one, specifically with the weave that you're trying to read.
All right,
Use
so
the force to vibe check this woman.
Vibe check.
am I trying to vibe check her, or should I ask her a question and use the weave to like I don't know,
What are
try and
you
pick up
trying
if
to
she's
what are you
lying?
trying to do? You're trying to use the weave specifically to
I'm trying to see if I
ascertain
can get a read on her, like if like I can pull any. I don't know if the weave can give me information or
if
like.
she's a magic user, she is connected to the weave, so you could just garner information from just basically playing with the threads.
Yeah, so I kind of want to see like what her magic is, what she's about, and if it gives me an
Sure.
insight into any of her history. So I'll roll
Sure.
the insight. Let's see how we're doing. That's a natural 1.
I was about to say you can have advantage because it is
Excellent.
specifically
Your
Oh, classic.
COVID is
Oh, man.
carrying over into the roles into the game.
All right, that's a 22.
That's much better. This woman, straight up, first things first, the thing that screams at you, hag. Hag magic all the way. Very specifically, she is a fate hag, predominantly working in magics of the past.
Okay.
You have actually, especially with the name Hollowwood as well, you have met someone who has mentioned the Hollowwoods before, out back when you were out in the forest, when you were attacked by the bounty hunters, and a strange woman with shears came out of.
Kev wasn't there for that.
Kev wasn't there for that, and none of you filled it in.
How long
Get him,
ago
Kev.
was this?
Get him. Get him, Kev.
I'm getting them. I gotta remember how to do this. It's been a minute.
No idea.
Click on their profile. Don't gift a sub. Banned. Fucking cop that. They've got like an actual profile picture built
Yes.
for a real human.
Nice. Love that for them.
Destroy.
Okay, so I don't know that context then, but that's fine. So she's a fate hag. I'm gonna ask what exactly I'm just gonna be like, so what exactly are you doing to the bodies? I've not found another one. I'm just a curious citizen.
To be honest, we're returning them to the earth, um, rendering the decay back to where it is supposed to be. The dark markings are essentially trying to put things back where they're supposed to be. It would be a lot easier if the Imperium would just let us do our jobs, but here we are.
Hmm. Do you have any idea why this is happening?
History has a habit of repeating itself. This has happened before. Many times before, actually. But we didn't think we would see it again in at least our lifetime.
Hmm. And are the cats in any way related to this? Do you know? What's up with them?
Yes, actually. If left in normal circumstances involving a certain tome, normally the felines would come in as the harbingers of another entity to take care of the dead. But the decay, that's new. Um, It means that the seed is awakening.
Boy, howdy, that's some ominous shit.
I mean, it depends on how you want to see it. All things must come to an end for new things to flourish, don't you agree, Mr.
You can call me Richard. I guess. So you said you were uh helping them along, right? Like to the next plane, or like resolving their fate or
Returning
something?
the bodies to the natural cycle of things
Hmm. Okay.
instead of whatever the Imperium is doing with them.
Is Arashi in earshot?
Yes,
Like, can
I
you
would
just
assume
give
so
her
with the
this?
27 stealth. He's just hiding real good.
Absolutely. The minute he went over there, I'm in the shadows, ready,
Like, peace out.
Excellent.
ready to kill anyone
I'll,
that moves the wrong way.
I'll just be like, thank you for easing a poor citizen's mind.
Absolutely. If you do come across any corpses with the markings on them, however, just be cautious.
Absolutely. All my friends say I'm the most cautious of anyone they know. So
Well,
I would never
the
trust
only reason
anyone
I
who I
the
should.
only reason I say that is because this is purgatory, and the protector god of this region also wants to return things to the natural order. So And he can be a little abrupt with his actions. The idea is we get in early and put the bodies back to where they're supposed to be. But unfortunately, well,
You getting
Steve works in
interfered with?
mysterious ways.
Okay. I'll tip my hat to her and bid her adieu. And I presume as I guess like round the corner, I presume Arashi will
Reappear.
reappear next to me so we can discuss.
Absolutely.
All right, I'll fill him in. I'll be like, all right. I assume you heard most of that, but
Yeah, yes.
I got the vibe that she was a fate hag,
That's
and
what
I
I
know
thought.
Wicked does not like hags.
Why?
I believe she got wronged by a hag in the past, or there's some sort of slavery issue going on. I'm not sure, but we should
Sort of slavery.
probably interact with her on that front and ask.
So hags in this time period are slavers.
Maybe.
Interesting.
I feel like it's like maybe more indentured servitude, but I mean, to me, it's the same thing.
So that would make them our enemy.
With this specific one, I don't know that to be true, so I'd probably be cautious. But I think that we should be wary in general around them and not give away information. To be entirely clear, out of character, we're walking away out of earshot. By the
I'm
way,
aware.
We're not, like,
I did assume you were walking away from her.
I'm not like just in front of the hag, being like, "Damn, hags are like the worst, and we should never talk to them."
I imagined.
We rounded the corner and started strolling. We're in Moonblight. Where are we in Moonblight, by the way? Like specifically, we're in the smithy. Is that
Very
north?
specifically, you are. Give me a second. It took me a hot second to find it the other day as well. Over here. Not that. That was the wrong thing. You are over here.
We're there. Okay. Damn, we're far away from the Temple District, which is if you're keeping track at home, the last known location of the Dragon Dog stand. So.
Yes, I heard of these dragon dogs. I was very disappointed. They don't contain dragon and they don't contain dog.
What they do contain is flavor. So I would tread carefully on the Dragon Dog issue. Let's go see the gang.
Yes, I was just. We walk in together just before we get inside to the group. I'm like, yes, we could definitely showed a very prominent reaction to the individual.
I'll bear that in mind. All right, we'll head in. And I'll step away for 2 seconds to grab a can of Coke.
You enter into the blacksmith.
Sabato, mostly the wiring. Don't worry about the keys. Put them in the hat.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the robot.
What does first off? How dare you forget about Sabato? What does Sabato sound like?
Domo arigato, Mr. Sabato. Is that the bit?
Oh yeah, Kevin.
He doesn't
He's got
speak.
a tiny. He's got a tiny cat Sabata robot that's also making stuff.
He's doubling his output. It's very inventive. I appreciate it.
It's very Akka-like.
Except he's wearing. He looks like Sabata, except he's wearing blue outfit instead of red.
Is he the same? Is he like miniature?
Oh, he's a little tiny guy. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
like he's like one of the Akkas were,
Mm.
but just Sabata. I know that at least that reference makes sense to you, Kevin.
Yeah. He's a little bloke.
Little bloke.
He's just a little guy.
So yes, you have been working on your horn, I believe, Habaru.
I think the horn is finished. but it's just
Yep, the horn is
just
finished.
hammering something.
So he's been working on his horn. He's finished with his horn.
He's polished his
He's
horn, really.
he's polished his horn.
Well, I was just hearing that he was
I was
hammering his horn earlier.
He
I was
also made
waiting
sure
for
that
the horny jokes.
his chain that is shackled to his sword is nice and firm.
Tegan, what the fuck does that even mean? My chain is nice and firm.
It is.
It just says that you like being chained while you play with your horn.
You don't have
Very
soft
solid.
chain, dude. Honestly, I knew a guy in high school who had a case of soft chain. It was not good. Yeah, but- It was
Why
no
the
good, Andrew. You
We
know
do
what's
it to
not
make you
worse.
smile, Andrew,
You
and
need
die a
firm
little
chain.
inside.
The die a little bit inside is the correct part there.
But yes, you have
soft
finished
chain,
up. You
1 in 3 inventors.
you do have the horn. You are polishing it up with some finishing oil. It looks really nice. You're pretty
Great.
proud of how good it turned out. It could use some ornamentation, but ornamentation kind of comes secondary.
Sure.
It's practical. It's functional.
Well, it could also stand to look nice.
Yeah, you'd need more time to make it look like finished and nice though.
Eh.
Exactly.
I can engrave something onto the sides of my fingers.
Sure. You engrave your horn.
Okay, anyways.
But yes, so Arashi and not Sabata, Feynman re-enter the blacksmith. Wicked, what are you doing? Well, you've been safely sequestered in here with Habaru and Sabata.
She's kind of just been eating her sandwich and watching them work.
Sitting on a stool, swinging her legs,
Yeah, kicking her feet.
keeping calming down.
Yeah, just chillaxing.
Does Wicked talk about at all the Fight Club and how that experience went?
Oh yeah, she just talk about how cool Arashi looked with his poses. Saying he
And
fought
some of
really
the hidden pictures that Wicked took when Arashi wasn't looking.
Hell yeah, she took some pictures. Said that he fought really good. And she won big.
At the proposers, Arashi backs into a shadow.
You don't know what that means. I'm sure it's fine.
Jesus.
Okay, so I got the horn ready, and then how goes the magic chain with Sabata? Tink, tink.
It looks like it could be ready. Maybe.
Do you want to test it?
Sure.
Habaru, what do you mean go for it? What am I? How do I use it? Do I like think of the weapon when I want to put it away, or
Yes.
do I need to like hold it in my hand for 10 minutes?
Press the button.
He's got to believe, I think, is the first step.
What? Press the button. Why is there a button on a set of chains?
Is the button on the handle?
Handle of what? Like where it's attached to my gauntlets?
You just got to. You press the button, and then extend your arm.
Yeah.
But you don't want that?
Is this only going to work for this sword, or is this going to work for multiple weapons?
No, you just press the different buttons. There's a couple of different buttons on it.
Okay.
You want it voice activated. Oh, I could do it.
No.
So he pulls a power pose
Don't
and
even
with,
act like you know how good voice
Spider-Man,
activated is. You little shit.
all of a sudden, mid-combat, Habaru pulls a power pose and Spider-Mans it. Just
Great
It would
sword
be-
impale someone.
It would be awesome if you did voice activated, because mid combat I would be like, okay, Gauntlet, sword away. It's just fucking sword would go, like retract.
Man.
And-
Yeah,
You have to say it the right tone. If you don't say it in the right tone, it doesn't work.
Yeah, no. We won't do voice activated. No,
Okay.
no. I will do the thing and have a great sword pop out my hand, I guess. Right?
there's
Does this
a
work?
metallic as the greatsword appears in your hand.
And I will retract it. I don't like that.
Is it weighted correctly for you?
Yes, it's perfectly fine. Thank you. I don't have to carry a great sword everywhere now.
Good.
But
He's
still,
kind of too short to pull it off.
Tegan, he's like 6 foot. What the fuck do you mean he's too short?
Hello, Scotty. I spy an Arashi polishing his dagger and doing poses in the mirror, apparently.
Except he
Ugh.
stealth so well he can't see his reflection.
Arashi detested the poses, and then he did it because Wicked told him he had to.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a
But
sacred
yeah.
part of the fight.
So, with your horn and your gauntlets all finished up and prepared, you do still have silence over the blacksmith that was cast by the owner of this smithy, which her name right now is escaping me.
What
Because, of course,
does that mean we can't even talk to each other?
it's a like sphere over you, so you can hear in here.
Oh,
Cone of
okay.
silence. It's a cone of silence.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically a kind of silence, so that
We can
So
talk
that-
in there, but no one can hear us.
Okay,
at
okay.
11 o'clock at night you're not fucking annoying the neighbors with ting, ting, ting.
Well,
I think it should be a
maybe
Get Smart style kind of silence where we can't hear each other properly. Or just all
Maybe-
yelling.
those people should have thought about why their houses had such low interest rates when they bought them. It's
Why
because
would your
Or- or
house's
actually blacksmith.
location have a bearing on the interest rates?
says the man whose friends actively let him live in their mansion with them.
the fuck you mean? No,
Look,
I'm just
we've got
saying, you know, if,
passenger princess privileges here.
whatever. Um, cool. Should we? I mean, I'm good to head out for the night. Sabata, are you coming with?
Be there shortly. I'm just going to finish something.
Cool. I guess we'll wait then. City's been fucking weird. I wouldn't be surprised if bullshit happens on the way home. Place is falling off the goddamn hinges, I tell you.
Bring some of that wiring over here. I need it. I'm not being rude. I just told you to bring over here. What do you mean I have attitude? Stop it. Just bring me the wire, please. We will talk later.
So the other the four of you are sitting around waiting for Sabata to finish up. Do you discuss anything about what you have discovered? How anyone's anything like that?
I'll let everyone know. Will I let everyone know? Actually, Wicked's here. I don't know if she really.
You are
wants
still
to talk
Farmer
about-
Feynman, I will point out.
I am still Farmer Feynman.
Yes.
I
He's
do
still a
remember
fine
Wicked,
man.
though. I'm Farmer Feynman with the memory of whom Wicked is.
Yes.
Um,
You know that you ate a dragon.
I'm Farmhand Feynman, really.
Yeah, I was gonna, he doesn't own no
I
land.
don't own any land. Just operate the machinery. I don't know. Like, what do I get out of the lady outside? I guess I'll share the information that like the cats are related. They're like trying to. They were trying to like assist the souls, acting as if they were like death, right? That was the way it was.
They're taking out very specifically. Actually, no. I'll be tricksy about this. 'Cause you're kind of standing around. Everyone bar Wicked. Everyone bar Wicked and Arashi. Roll me a perception.
Hell yeah!
Do I really have to? Because it's not much point.
You got this.
Yeah,
I mean, you
where
can
am I?
attempt to,
Hell yeah!
if you would like to, Sabata, or if you'd like to continue focusing on what you're doing, you can.
Let's see if I'm distracted enough. That's probably my best perception ever.
Yeah. And
A
it's
14.
probably good because, Harbour, you don't notice it, but Sabata, you kind of the whiskers you do have remaining get a little bit of a shiver to them. Like, you can feel a shift in the air, like a strange vibration. However, Richard Feynman, almost like a phone vibration coming from, Habaru's pack. You can hear just this kind of weird shifting with a vibrationary sound to it.
Like a whispering, you said. Was that what that was? Like
Yes.
his backpack
With
is whispering to him.
well, Habaru's backpack is whispering and vibrating.
It's the ghost of Cookie's past. Um,
Oh, no, my
Oh,
toys are
God,
going off.
She did say
Oh.
something about a book.
This is his backpack is a bag of holding, right?
His backpack is a bag of
Essentially.
holding, yes, I believe.
Okay. I'll point it out to Habaru and I'll be like, is your backpack doing something?
He'll check his pocket for his phone.
Yeah, it's not your
Oh.
phone.
Son of a bitch! I know what it is. Okay.
I love the way that you
Okay.
immediately like, fuck it, I know what it is. Fuck.
Arashi, Feynman, get over here.
Arashi's not here. You don't know where he is.
He's hidden.
That's why I immediately
He
called
can call
out into
to
the
avoid
dark.
the-
Yeah, no, that's why I immediately just assume, oh, he's probably just doing like Batman things, and it's just
He's never far away. He's kind of like Santa Claus in that regard. He knows when
or
you're
just
sleeping.
a house cat.
He
Yeah.
knows when you're awake.
But yeah, I'll call out to Arashi and Feynman, and I will pull out the book.
You do pull out the book. The pages start to flip. It in the past, you do remember that it had opened to this, which made you recall the dagger.
Yeah.
And you are still under the belief, I think, that it's still back in the cave.
Yeah.
You are, because Feynman never told you he picked it up.
Yeah. Fucking
In
prick.
my defense, when I picked it up, I was told, it's a fairly nice dagger, because I think I failed my perception on it.
Yeah.
Something like it. So in
failed it.
my estimation, it was just like a dagger.
How does Feynman carry stuff?
Does he have a bag?
No, he doesn't. He probably had one at one point, and he fucking got destroyed when he changed.
Mostly in Ziploc bags so that they don't get wet.
You have
but,
this super
like-
cursed magic dagger next to your in your food in a plastic bag.
For the sake of roleplay, because what we had agreed was normally I put all my shit in your bag of holding. Like, you just carry stuff around for me.
Oh, for Christ's sake, am I
But-
carrying the dagger? I don't even realize it.
No, I don't think we had we had said that you took it off me.
That'd be so funny though.
in my inventory. I would assume it's just on a hip pouch, and for the sake of roleplay, I'd say Feynman might even take it out and like pick his teeth with it or something. Like after
Nobody
that,
notices because we don't know
it's
what we're
got
looking
that
for.
steak,
Yeah.
fucking like that horse meat. It really gets in your teeth.
Yeah.
It's like I got the dagger and I'm just like flicking.
Okay, go.
So yes, the
So
book.
you would notice that though, surely, Amaro.
Listen, man,
Feynman.
I'm distracted easily.
Oh wait, is Wicked here? Wicked's still
Yeah,
here.
we can see it.
Yeah, everyone's here.
Right.
Wicked hasn't
question
seen the
is-
page though, so she doesn't know what the dagger looks like.
I believe Wicked is the only member of the party who can't actually read the book without going potentially crazy.
But like it's
Uh,
got to look like
makes her
that picture
nervous.
a little bit, right? Wicked would notice Feynman's got a weird bloody dagger, like, and
Yeah,
Like, surely.
Feynman has a bloody dagger because they're jamming it into his mouth to get steak out.
Yeah,
yeah,
Wicked.
no, but
probably
you would
poked his
notice,
gums
like,
a few
it's a
times.
strange. That's not a like. I normally have lightsabers. This isn't right.
Wicked.
Yeah.
Wicked sees Feynman doing this. She goes, Feynman, wait, let me see that. She like gestures to the dagger for you to pass it over.
Well,
Oh,
here,
step
hang
away.
on. The book is doing something else right now.
You can have it. I'll give the dagger to Wicked.
She takes it, wipes the tip of it, and starts picking her own teeth.
Picking her own.
Okay,
Hell yeah.
well, we will come back to that in a second. That you've got that book.
Yes. Oh, yes,
Yes,
what's
we will
happening?
come back to that in a second because it's interesting that you now have the knife. However, the book
Oh.
flipped. The pages flip, and you start to see the pages that precede the tools of Astiga. When was that? That one.
Oh god.
Oh God!
So many pages of reading.
Ah!
It goes in the order of Astiga Dominion, Astiga the Mistress of Darkness, and the Relics of Istishar.
So Dominion, Mistress, and then Relics.
Yes. And then
Okay.
finally Tools, which is where the knife comes in.
Okay, well, shit. Okay.
Which I will read, if you would like, I will read it out for everybody because I know that nobody will have in the chat while they're reading that. Each of the pages are encrypted, but as they are looking at it, those with the Eldritch sight watch as it morphs and twists into its decoded message. Astiga Dominion. Encrypted. Do I read the encrypted or do I read the decoded?
Read the encrypted, and then those who are privy to can read the encoded.
Sure.
Well,
So-
do we want to just give it to? Well, we're gonna just translate it for him anyway.
Yeah,
I'll just
exactly.
give it to them.
This
So
is
we
more
may as well
for the
just
people
read
watching
the-
at home. Yeah,
just
so
read the decoded, because the other players are gonna know.
Astiga Dominion. The sign of the coming of Astiga will be the turning of the water. When the gift of cat-like lycanthropy ravages the land, know that the mistress is near. Her presence is such that all cats will follow her call, even beyond the veil of time. Her charges will seek out Andu Yewe's minions and seek to end them, and thus rendering their commander weak and ready for destruction. She will call to any who share fey or tainted blood, commanding them to come to her side as her warrior against the undead. However, such is her bloodlust that she will continue to kill and drink the blood of any who cross her path. She is insatiable. To poison the bound toad, so he may be rendered incapacitated in the place between, she will bestow upon the one who vows as her champion an ointment that will melt his flesh. Astiga, the Mistress of Darkness. Astiga, the Mistress of Darkness, also known as the Lady of Slaughter and She Who Mauls, She was considered to be the daughter of the god of time and the vengeful manifestation of oblivion. She is known to bring plagues, which often came in the form of cats, which she calls servants or messengers. She was a servant to the Titan king, who was sent against the Empyrean gods in the time before time and destroyed those who conspire against him, including her own father. In the battle against the Empyrean gods, Astaga's bloodlust was not quelled at the loss of the battle, and so she continued to fight, almost destroying the heavens. It was only through the quick thinking of Neith, the weaver of fate, that put her in a slumber, allowing the elder god to imprison her in the in-between. And then finally, the relics of Astiga. Astiga will be bound twofold, to find the resting place of the many-pieced one, but also to be reunited with her scepter. As a daughter of the ancient gods and the chaos of the universe itself, the staff gives its bearer the ability to gain control of the dead and therefore wrest control away from Andu Yewi. However, in the hands of the cult of the eldritch entities, it can also be wielded to create madness and bloodlust in the population, turning brother against brother. It is revered by the believers of the old ways as a manifestation of divine power. The scepter has the third power, potentially leading those who seek unseen paths to the possibility of thin spots in the veils between the world, and is seen to be not just a powerful artifact sought by our world, but residents of other places also.
So, hey, Feynman, you mentioned something about cats outside? He says this as he eyes Sabata.
What?
While you are considering that, just because we're waiting for Kevin to come back, Wicked, you're holding a dagger.
Yes.
There is something strange about this dagger. As soon as you hold it in your hand, it grows warm. You can feel in your pocket. Have you got a pocket or a pack?
She has a pack and pockets.
You
So-
smell.
Go
You smell the smell of singeing fabric coming from your pack.
Oh god,
Yeah,
my
could tell
battery
it-
flares.
Okay.
She says goes she goes into the backpack thinking one of her flares is malfunctioning or something.
As you're digging through, a strange circular amulet that you picked up a while ago is glowing and hot to touch.
Wait, is it the Planeswalker compass? Or
Yes.
no, hold on. Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Where did we get the amulet again?
That was from under the library in the secret room in the desk.
Okay. Oh, you've had that for a minute then. Okay.
Yeah.
I've had that the entire game. Shit.
Don't you love it when the DM brings back shit that you're like, oh yeah, this isn't important. Fuck it, I guess.
Ooh.
Throw it in the bag.
She pulls it out. The amulet compass.
It is warm to touch.
Huh. I don't think we ever learn how this thing worked?
I think you've looked through it once.
I forget.
Like
Does it
the
like
hole in
pop
the center.
open?
It's got
oh,
a
yeah.
turning disc on. It's got a turning disc on the outside. The serpent around the outside does turn to different eldritch symbols around the outside, but you found that you could look through the center of it. And when you look through the center of it, it seemed to show you glowing threads off in directions.
And just, huh. Hey, Kev, where'd you get this dagger? Oh, good
Feynman.
Boomeadow.
Feynman's not here. While you are considering the dagger, meanwhile, outside, Arashi has gone and disappeared.
Oh boy.
And you are out in the streets, Arashi, wandering around. Roll me a perception to see if you can find what you're looking for.
Oh god, he's looking for something.
It
You
shouldn't be
very
shouldn't be
quickly-
with advantage.
That's okay, a 16 still good. It's not hard to come across it. You do come across somebody who is stumbling along. He doesn't look in very good shape at all, but he does seem to have the starting of that black decay that seems to be littering its body, and it is staggering, like it is unwell. Its feet are catching on the uneven surface of the street, and you do notice that it's got 3 cats that seem to be following it of different kinds. There's a Maine Coon. There's something that looks a bit like a Bengal. Can you not? Sorry, my own cat in real life is at my door. I don't know if you could hear the on the door. Let me in. I'm like, no. Yes, a Bengal, a Maine Coon, and just a little fluffy flat nose thing that seems to be following this this unwell individual.
Now, this was affecting the undead that were walking around, or anyone in general.
Nope, just the undead dead that had been resurrected by
All right, so
the
technically
entity.
he's dead. All right, cool.
Yes. He's like proper dead. Like even by Nethreg does have dead people that are still able to walk around and do all of that kind of stuff. But this is the proper dead. Like
That's outside
they're
of
dead
Arashi's.
even in the underworld.
Dead is dead in Arashi's eyes. So,
Good thing
Okay.
Shady didn't stick around then.
let's see. Got witnesses. We need to take out the witnesses.
One of the cats, the Bengal, stops and turns and looks at you and
That was pretty good.
Oh. That's the first to go.
No witnesses.
your arrow hits him square in the back of the head. He does stagger. It does make him stumble a little bit.
I shouldn't have that.
And he does kind of like stumble to his knees and the cats kind of start circling him. But the Bengal is sitting watching you, Arashi. You hit this guy again.
I'm not hitting the guy. I'm hitting the cats.
Oh, you're hitting the cats. Okay.
They're witnesses.
Yeah, no, Tegan, no witnesses.
Oh, well, this is actually really easy then, because I thought you were hitting the dude. So no, ignore the stumbling. You attempt to take out the Bengal, I'm assuming. Who's watching you?
The first one that spotted me was the first shot.
Yep. You watch as your arrow approaches, and very momentarily, the arrow, you're not quite sure what happened, because no, it's impossible. But you do watch as your arrow clatters to the footpath behind the Bengal. You're not sure if you saw the Bengal move, whether it passed through the Bengal. You're not 100% sure.
Change the tactic. Hand-to-hand combat with the cats. No, let's not go hand-to-hand.
Hand to paw.
Let's bring out the sword.
Okay. A 17 definitely does not hit, as the Bengal does seem to dart and weave between your feet, making you trip a little bit, Arashi. As the cat brushes against you, you kind of get this sense as... Roll me a perception. you kind of get this sense that even though you can see the darkened um, neon streets around you, you kind of feel more than see this kind of glitch. And it's like you momentarily see an overlay of what appears to be a long hallway, completely white with doors lining all the way down. Very momentarily, you catch it as the cat brushes against you, and you hear a voice just kind of whisper for a moment, going, "Can you hear me?"
That's creepy as hell. Rashi don't like that. All right.
Then you're back on the neon street with the Bengal, looking up at you.
Okay. Well, I'm going straight for the guy this time, but I swap out weapons and literally just going for my castle. I'm going for the chain. I'm just trying to wrap him up.
Easy enough to do. He stumbles and falls to his knees as you at your feet as you wrap him in the chain.
And now run. I'm going to see if I can drag you and try and get away from these cats.
You make an athletics check, please.
That's not good.
Oh, trip over a cat, trip over a cat.
No, an athletics to make sure he can pull it. Yeah, you're pulling this guy along fine. Arashi, you do manage to get a number of feet away, but roll me an acrobatics as well.
See now that I can do.
Yeah, absolutely fine. You are kind of jumping over the cats as they are managing to keep up with you, because funnily enough, a cat is faster than a human. And but they are kind of like swatting at the undead guy that you're dragging along, because they almost see it as a little bit of a game. That they're very excited by the fact that you're now dangling this toy in front of them, Arashi.
I have something in my arsenal which I have kept for ages for someone else, but I think now's the right time to bring it out. I have a cat
Okay.
ball with a bell in it.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw it to hopefully distract the cats.
Okay. You throw it. Roll me a performance.
Really? Oh, great. Oh. Yeah.
You don't throw it very well because you're very concerned by what is going on. These cats, they're making a little bit of a racket, which is obviously something that you don't want. And you're also dragging this guy along behind you who seems to be moaning. You do kind of make out the words like, please help me find her, please. Every now and then interspersed with, ow, as you like drag him over a piece of broken glass or a rock. Um, but the cats are kind of like playing um, with this person that you're dragging along. The ball doesn't seem to grab much of their interest too much. You hear it ring off into the distance.
Last item, which I've already used on Sabata a long time ago. Laser pointer.
God.
I'm gonna focus it down an alleyway. Put it in front of them, wave it, and then put it down an alleyway.
Okay. God damn. Do they
About a
notice?
sense of disturbance in the force.
He hears the noise somewhere in the distance. Okay. One of the cats, the little squash nose one, does seem to stop momentarily. His little pupils get large and he runs off down the alleyway. You watch. You don't really stick around to watch, but you do watch as he kind of vanishes suddenly. But the Bengal and the Maine Coon seem to be following along in all their fluffy and sleek glory.
Damn it. I'm out of tricks. I just drag this guy back to the building and then try and shut the door and keep the cats outside.
Okay. So inside, the rest of you are looking at pages, and Wicked is looking at this book and the compass and everything like this. And you hear you hear the door clatter with as it opens, and Arashi kind of yanks himself in, but does so in a really, really awkward way. Arashi, roll me a dex save to see if you manage to close the door in the cat's face. Because there is a god awful. Actually, no, you guys can't hear because of the cone of silence. You
Ooh.
manage to stop it. The Maine Coon's a bit bigger, so he can't get through, but the Bengal slithers in almost like water and just sits, jumps up onto one of the tool kind of bar stools and just looks at you, Arashi, with big golden eyes and just goes. For the rest of you, you see Arashi dragging a man bound in chains who seems to be covered in this black decay.
I got
And
one.
the cat.
Oh, man, what the fuck? What are you
The Arashi.
doing?
Look at the Arashi dragged in.
Yeah. But I couldn't get rid of this witness.
What do you mean witness?
I point to the cat.
Hey, so
Hey, so what's that? What you doing? What's going on, buddy? What's happening?
The black stuff. It's obviously connected. And
what?
I assume that there's some people here with some skills that might find a subject useful.
Hey, man, do you want to like ask us about this before you go and do it? Because now this is a problem.
Why?
It's not the guy, it's the fucking cat you brought back.
You watch as the Bengal kind of turns its head like almost 180 to look at you, Habaru, and just
Yeah.
blink slowly.
Why would it blink slowly? That indicates trust.
Why would
Yeah.
it blink slowly, Habaru?
Back's turned to me.
Well, I don't know if
Damn it.
you know he blinks trust.
You watch as Arashi has his dagger.
I just draw my sword and swing at it, but this is.
You watch as the blade seems to you're not 100% sure because the cat doesn't seem to move, but at the same time the sword seems to phase through the cat.
It just doesn't seem to work. Can't get rid of the witnesses.
No, so the cat is both good and bad. The point of the cat, right? The book did book things, by the way. Hi, hello.
Okay.
You can see the book is open, Arashi.
Oh, so the book did book things. I did Arashi
Yeah.
things. I brought an infected person.
Yeah, which
2 for 2.
hey man, do you ever wonder why there was a lot of plagues and disease outbreaks in your timeline? In your time of history? You ever heard of washing your hands?
Yes. My town is
Could have
very
fooled
clean.
me because you immediately bring someone who you say is infected to a group of people.
Well, I didn't touch him.
No, Arashi, stuff can be airborne. You just can't see it.
That's a
The
good thing I have to write that down.
The dead guy on the floor is kind of moaning a little bit. His eyes are bright with fever. You can see that this black Icarus plague is a little bit reminiscent of the ink cap when they started to ooze, Habaru. And as he's looking around the room, he seems to lock eyes on Wicked, and he starts to weep with joy.
Okay, so you want to fix this, Arashi? Is that what you want us to do?
Thought it could only benefit our knowledge.
Oh, Jesus.
Arashi, destroy this guy. I mean, just put him out of his misery. Mercy him.
Oh, God, it's looking at me.
Very well.
Please.
Wait, hold on. Wait a second.
No. He's doing weird things. Let Mercy this motherfucker.
Mistress, please.
Mercy him!
I did. I swung 20 for 5 to hit.
You hear a wet, solid thwack of your sword hitting what is very dense flesh. There is a little bit of a smell that's quite earthy and quite hard to describe the smell. It's got a very fungal, mushroomy smell to it. It like splitting open a puffball mushroom, and you kind of get this smell of spores that seem to eke out of his undead flesh.
Now I think it's airborne.
Feynman's just watching all of this happen.
I'm gonna turn my lightsaber on the cat. I was gonna hold the beam, turn it on into the cat's head.
It does this kind of weird phase, and as it does so, it kind of like stretches a little bit and boops your hand, Feynman. As it does so, you get this impression of what appears to be dark, bright white, almost clinical hallway with lots of doors. It seems incredibly pristine, and you hear this voice of, "Find me. Help me." This disembodied voice
I'll
before you
point
find
at
yourself back in the blacksmith.
I'll point at
I,
Feynman, going, I know. He's getting the hallway voice.
Wait,
Can I try and see if I think this is ghosts?
I mean,
Like Arcana it or something?
roll me an insight, I guess.
Alright, to be perfectly clear though, if I don't ascertain
Roll
what
me
it is,
insight
I
with
assume it's
advantage.
ghosts.
Roll me insight with advantage.
So if I don't understand what it is, I'm just going to assume it's ghosts.
Oh,
16.
Feynman,
Ghosts?
as you are sitting here looking with consternation, something around you, the blacksmith seems to brighten a little bit as Feynman seems to start to glow just a little bit. As you recognize this voice, you've heard this voice before. Almost like from a dream somewhere, and you recognize something else. Sun magic.
Ghosts. Andrew. It's ghosts. Alright, so sun magic, I
And
recognize.
Feynman is now glowing ever so slightly.
Like the voice is of sun magic, or the place is of sun magic? Or both?
You're not 100% sure, but
know
mostly
that
the
it's-
voice. The vibe comes from the voice mostly.
Okay.
I'd like to look through the compass as this happens.
Let me look through the compass.
You look through the hole in the compass. Incidentally, you're not really sure what's going on, but you do see these kind of like pathways that are leading off. In the distance, you can kind of see spheres that are like glowing a bit brighter. As you are looking, the blade in your hand starts to vibrate slightly. And do you look at the blade through the compass?
Sure.
As you do so, the very sharp tip of the blade where it shakes slightly, you can start to see what appears to be like little dark scratches in like little tears in fabric.
Sounds terrible.
Okay, hang on. Let's all slow
There's a
down
lot
for
going
second.
on right now.
Arashi, stop trying to kill the cat. It's probably pulled out of time. You can't probably even touch it.
I didn't try to kill the cat again.
You
Feynman
tried to
did.
kill the person. He
I
cut the person
cut the
open
head off.
and
I cut the
mushroom
head
smell
off.
entered the room. Yeah.
Right, and
Like
the
you
only reason
said.
a cat would touch you is because you try to kill it. Just like
Well, the cat-
Feynman did.
Oh, right. That was outside on the way here. And I'm telling you,
I
by the
know,
look at Feynman's face, he's got the hallway voice.
Okay, now I want you to cover that part. What does that mean?
Well, when the cat touched me, there was this hallway full of doors and this voice saying, "Find me, help me."
Do I need to get a doll so you can demonstrate where the cat touched you?
No, we touched the cat, not the other way around. You saw the whole thing.
Do I need to
Yeah,
get a doll for the cat?
It touched
I
my
would
foot.
recommend it, to be honest.
Okay. There is a voice in the hallway. Is it perhaps the Lady of Slaughter who controls said cats?
You know one thing? It's not a feminine voice.
It's male. So if the Lady of Slaughter controls the cats, the cats are probably the jailers or the gatekeepers
No.
to this
No,
place.
I do believe they were searching for Zool. So I would say they are the gatekeepers and the key master.
well, cats are part of the plague that she brings on.
Cats are also a messenger of death.
Real quick, if I click the dais like on the compass to different eldritch runes,
Yeah.
does it change the pathways that I see?
Yes.
And I don't have any way of telling what any of these runes mean, do I?
Nope.
I can't Google translate this shit.
You can't, because they are in a very, very ancient celestial script.
Hell yeah.
It's not like you're surrounded by people who could read that.
Wait, let me check my character sheet.
And I'm literally just going to point out to Hubber, I'm in trouble for bringing the dead virusy guy.
By the way, the
Simon-
dead virusy guy, you've cut off his head, but he's still blinking, moaning, looking at Wicked, asking for like her absolution.
Stab, 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 stab.
I'll hit
Every
him with
time you
one of
stab him,
these.
he kind of lets out a little moan of pain.
Does a 27 hit the body?
Yes.
Why would it
Hell yeah.
not?
I'm just gonna
There is a scream of pain.
A radiant beam this motherfucker into like next week.
He's now charcoaled slightly, but still alive, still conscious at the moment.
Just push him out the door. Just push him outside.
Guys, I don't think that's working.
You're right. So out of sight, out of mind. You know,
But he doesn't
push him
take
outside.
extra radiant damage. Motherfucker's undead.
Yeah.
You guys keep it down. Just throw him in the forge. Get rid of him.
No, don't
Okay.
do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do not do that. Do not do that.
Who casts silence in this area? Was it Wicked? Wicked, can you cast
No,
silence?
it's the
it was the shop
blacksmith.
owner. It was the shop owner.
The blacksmith.
So it's a good thing because no one can hear the guy you're tormenting inside here.
Wait. Maybe I have silence. Give me a second. Do
I
silence?
have silence.
I got the zone of truth. You think that'll
No,
help?
don't.
Wicked is gonna approach the body. The guy, the thing
He's
that's looking at it.
As he looks up at you, Wicked, you can see this kind of peace come over his face, like he's looking upon an angel.
Wicked's like stepping hesitantly, like you're stepping towards an animal that might snap at you. She seems nervous.
Wicked, I don't like this.
You think I like it any better? This guy.
Here, hang on. I have the perfect solution to all of this, okay? Just trust me.
It's like a butchered puppy. Oh god.
Hopper will pick up a bucket and put it on top of the head.
Okay, it's a little better.
And just,
I guess.
and just cover the head.
Okay. What do I do?
I don't think
She,
you need
like-
to do anything, bud.
She like knocks on the bucket with the head in it. She's like, "Hey, what do I do?"
Like the head's gonna tell her.
Maybe.
Please, release me, mistress.
See, shouldn't trust people who call you mistress without consent. It's
Oh,
weird
no,
when you just do it to random people
You
on the
gotta go,
streets.
bud? I think Clint's saying he's gotta go.
Yeah, I gotta go. Sorry.
No, all good.
I've got to go sort something out. See you.
All good.
Alright,
See ya.
bud.
Yeah.
All right, Sabata's just really in his work right now.
Yeah, he's really in his zone.
Listen. I understand this is weird, but I don't think we need to do anything. Let's just shove him outside and let the local weirdo patrol deal with it.
Wicked's gonna use Halo of Spores.
Wait, stab him with the knife.
Why? That's a very normal knife that we definitely don't know anything about.
You watch as your spores encircle him, Wicked. The black ichor on his flesh seems to spread as you start to watch as your spores settle on him and he starts to break down and decay and crumble into the uh onto the ground.
I lift up the bucket.
There is a pile of, you're not 100% sure, but it kind of looks a little bit like rich dirt.
I will
Okay, good.
gather. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, good. He stopped talking.
Yes. I'll gather a broom in a dustpan and just kind of start dusting it up.
Sweep
And,
sweep the
or
guy into
sweepy.
the
Yeah,
bucket.
sweep.
Feynman.
Into
Farmhand
a dustpan.
Feynman, my dude.
Yep.
Roll me a survival with advantage.
Survival with advantage. This is always good. Advantage. Poor. Survival. 14.
You know dirt. That is good quality soil that he is
That's
sweeping up.
I am a farmhand, so the advantage does make sense.
That is really good quality dirt.
That's better than Finnabar's premium soil blend.
You gonna put it
That's-
in a Ziploc bag?
I'll put it in a
That's some
Ziploc.
good dirt.
Okay, let me sweep it all up for you to make it easier.
Ziploc.
Is the cat still there?
Yes, he is still watching. But Feynman, when he get handed a Ziploc, add dead man's dirt to your inventory.
Excellent.
yeah.
All right. And as previously stated, just for any person who is going to have negative effects for dead man's dirt, I'm going to put this directly into Habaru's backpack.
Swear to Christ.
Hey,
lose
you
that.
agreed that you keep all my things.
Yeah, I know, unfortunately. I will go to the door and using like a little scrap of my sandwich I haven't eaten yet. Hey.
There's a Maine Coon sitting out there who's just looking up at you.
I
The
will
size
open
of a
the
small
door
child.
and kind of wiggle the meat to the cat that's currently inside the building. Hey. Come on.
He's watching you. Now that the body's gone, he seems to show a lot of interest. And he kind of follows.
Hey. Come on. He'll tear off a piece for the cat that's directly outside the door and kind of toss it.
You watch as he snuffles in the dirt as you toss it to him.
Well, I'm tossing like away from the door.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
And then I'll drop the other piece for the other cat just outside the door.
The Bengal wanders past you, Habaru.
I do not let it touch me.
It's not a cat then.
Just give me a second.
It has nothing to do with me being a cat or a cat man or not. I don't want to be fucking voices in my head. Dandy Andy.
No, the voices are good for you. They build
See,
character.
See the hallway. See the hallway.
Give me a second. I gotta just.
Yeah, they build character. I'm sure they do. I don't know if that's the character I want.
Horrors, fucko.
You probably didn't want a character with fucking sun armor, but here we are.
You can't win everything.
We both know that a 16 doesn't bite you, does it?
No, it does not, in fact.
As he walks past, he goes to bite you on your shin, Habaru, but you're too wary. You jump out of the way.
Slam the door. When the cat's on my side.
You just hear outside against the wood.
Hey, no, bad. Stop scratching the door.
It's a metal door. It's fine.
Oh, right.
I just
Oh wait,
felt
no, that's
something.
Okay.
it's dogs who do that too, not cats. You
Let's.
can't police the cat.
I feel like we just had like 7 separate revelations in the span of like 3 minutes.
Yeah, that was a lot of things
Okay.
at once. Let's digest
Let's
this for a bit.
let's go around the circle. Feynman, how are you doing? You're kind of glowy for right now.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah.
When I see good quality soil, it just really puts a bounce in my step, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm simply glowing,
Stunning.
stunning. All
And
right.
any thoughts or feelings right now?
Well,
Yeah.
I saw the hallway room and the voice.
Told you.
The
Hallway
hallway.
voice.
What did the hallway look like?
It was full of doors.
Were they
The
like
No
easiest way to
wheel in the
the
hallway
way
either.
easiest way
So
to describe it out of character to you guys is it looks like a liminal space.
yeah. Well, it was filled with doors. There were no wheels, so it makes me feel like there are in fact more doors than wheels. And there was a voice that sounded like the sun.
That
Um,
run that back. Run that back. A voice that sounded like the sun,
it sounded
like
like the sun.
SUN.
Yeah, not like my child, my boy,
Voice?
more like uh
The big ball of
sun.
fire in the sky.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
yeah, because
fire's subjective.
you do have a son, don't you, Feynman? You do remember you
I got
have
a
a son.
son and a wife.
Yep.
Yeah, your loving wife who loves you so much.
My wife does
Yep.
love me, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, I bet she does. She loves you so much. I'm saying it. You know, your wife loves you so much. Your loving wife.
Yep.
Your loving wife.
Well,
Okay.
out of character, I
so-
do believe that she does love him, but like she's not proud of him.
Oh yeah, 100%.
She's like not happy with his actions.
She will always love him, but they can't be together because of what he did, in her opinion. She can't forgive him for what he did.
Yeah.
Uh, the sun.
Yep. Arashi, did you get that?
I
Well, I
Your
didn't know
thoughts?
what the sun sounded like, but it was a male voice. Help me find me.
thought of all people
Hallway.
you would have known what it sounded like,
Why would I talk to the sun?
because you have beef with the sun.
I live in the shadows. Right? If I could kill the sun, fine. This sounds like a thing. Then I can live in the shadows permanently, and then you'd all be screwed.
I was more thinking
How
of
would we be screwed? I thought we were friends.
Well, do you see well in the dark?
Yes.
Well, then you'll be fine.
Excellent.
Plants won't be. Your farm won't
So-
be.
So you would essentially kill off civilization then,
You can
in the
eat
means
Essentially
to survive.
Essentially, that's what would happen. It's a negative thing, so that's why it's not on my list.
That's why he doesn't know the sun.
Right, but I
That's
thought
it.
you hated Ahura.
Killing a god doesn't mean I kill the sun.
Feynman.
Yep.
Make the wisdom save, please.
Wisdom
Sort of
save.
Bitch
Oh, just
said
at the
thing.
mention of the name?
Yep.
Oh, God.
What's
Hover
the
is really
name?
good at saying the keywords for things.
13.
That is a fail as you start to glow brighter, Feynman.
I assume it's just DC 10, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
You start to glow brighter. Your brain starts to clear. You start to gain clarity as you're getting brighter and brighter. It is like staring at the face of the fucking sun.
Can
I-
you turn that down, please?
Oh,
Sure.
no.
What'll I do?
Don't-
I'll don
do
my
it.
robes. Like the cloak and the hood.
So it looks like that scene from The Simpsons with when Mr. Burns comes out of the forest when they think he's an alien.
Sure.
Surely I'm not that bright.
You are that right.
I'll pull out a spare pair of sunglasses, put on, and just eyes Feynman warily. All right, so yeah, the voice in the hallway sounds like the sun.
Haburo and Wicked,
Huh.
you know that he's really
Yeah.
close. That if one more kind of like little push and he'll reset.
Yeah. Cool.
He is a primed nuke right now.
Oh god, he'd be insufferable as a blacksmith. He would always tell me, "Oh, your stuff sucks."
I'd be pointing out hammer marks in your
I
fucking
mean, there
armor. I'd
is
be
a
like,
part of me that really, really wants that switch.
Oh my god, no. Okay. Okay, cool. Do we have any idea of where to go with the cat discussion? Or do we just want to table that for now until we get more info?
I feel that if the cats can show us that, then maybe they are the way there.
Well, yes, but
we learn about the
cats.
cats, right? So
The
Yes,
cat
lady-
pages,
cats
the Astaga
follow.
pages come after the Prophet pages. Directly
Well-
after the Prophet pages.
Well, here's the thing. Cats follow the will of Astaga, and we don't like her because she's mean and icky, and also the Lady of Slaughter.
Wait, did we meet Astaga?
No, we haven't met her, but we just went over her pages.
Okay, but she was
But you haven't awakened the Prophet yet. So
she was related to killing someone else, though, wasn't she? She was like her her minions
Was she?
assist us to kill something else. I thought, according to the pages.
She will give us
Uh,
an ointment that will melt the flesh of the bound toad.
Which is a little bit concerning because I thought the toad couldn't be killed.
I think it can be defeated. I think
Yeah, no, it can be.
but it can be banished eventually with the right.
So, okay. So, Andu Yui's minions. Do we know who that is? Have we heard about Andu Yui yet? And Andrew's just having a fucking moment.
no, he's never been referred to by name.
Okay, can we make a
But
history check?
there won't be any reference.
Yeah,
However,
you wouldn't have
judging by the way
context.
that it's talking,
Yeah.
you can surmise that this is potentially the name of the necromancer capitalized.
Yeah, the
Oh.
bloke we saw in the that you belled up.
So,
That you belled, yeah.
okay.
I'm just throwing you a bone there
Oh.
because you're not going to find anything, and yeah.
The,
To
the,
be
the,
clear,
the jar of goo I gave you.
Do
Oh,
we have?
Oh,
thank
man.
you.
Do we know that we have all the components to banish the thing that should not be yet?
We already did.
Oh, no one's told Feynman. No one's told
Oh,
Feynman.
yeah,
though.
yeah, we did that. we smacked it around a little
Okay.
bit and then pissed on its corpse and then it went away.
Okay, so he's banished. So we've done that.
I completely forgot to put that in the notes.
I read through the notes, but it wasn't in there.
Yeah, no,
they
that was my
banished-
bad. I forgot to put them in the
They
notes.
banished Tentacle Monster. They've banished a guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
So one down. What did we
Yep.
get from banishing him?
literally, we got a star ingots, and not really like anything really besides like
Not like
rewards.
he who should not be named Goop or whatever.
No.
Or not
No,
any
there wasn't anything to
step
collect.
the next banishment.
I
Like
hate to
50
say
years.
this, and I'm saying this out of character. I bet if we were to go back to the library and look through the dial that Wicked has, we might see that we might be able to cut open a hole in reality with the dagger,
Oh, speaking
where
of
he was
which,
summoned. Yeah.
I didn't bring this up before because it seemed like a long shot, but now you're saying that you can read the book and all that. You got specialized. Can you read what these symbols mean? She like holds the compass up to you.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yes, I will quickly just look over it.
They are symbols denoting the planes. They are planar symbols. Kind of like the Stargate. They have a singular symbol that kind of denotes it.
Okay.
So,
yeah, like Stargate. I love that
Yeah.
one.
You can point it, and if you turn it, depending on where you turn it, the threads that you're seeing, the green roads that you're seeing and the shadow roads, will lead you to certain planes, depending on where the dial is set, including, but not limited to, the Feywild, the Mirror Plane, all of the planes of existence, including, but not limited to, the infernal prison in the center of Tartarus, and the places beyond the veil.
Mm.
And the
I
outer planes
will-
as well. So heads up on that one.
Interesting.
The only thing that you seem to kind of be missing about it, though, is it's showing you the pathways, but it's not telling you where the best place to cut is. Like, there are specific openings. It's not showing those.
Which Andrew already knows the answer to that one, I think.
You got the
Which-
page that kind
yeah.
of denotes. Yeah.
Yeah. The scepter. Okay, but to recap our knowledge, because Habaru still feels confused and speaks in a third person. Astaiga, Lady of Slaughter, is sending out cats to go deal with the Necromancer's minions, because apparently she's got beef with them.
Therefore, the corpses walking around with the fungus of the necromancer's minions.
Yes,
will-
because that makes
will-
sense from when he rose everything. Let us
Okay.
bumble.
Let's bumble a bit. Let's bumble a bit.
She's insatiable, and she will give us the means to poison the bound toad, who vows as her champion an
Yeah.
ointment to melt his flesh. So if that is one way, I guess we could deal with the toad, is pledge to be her champion, which when she's known as the Lady of Slaughter and she who mauls, I don't know if I want to be her champion.
I've seen you maul people.
Yeah. She's
And
considered the...
slaughter, for that matter.
I don't get slaughter as much as I would like to. She's considered the daughter of the god of time and the manifold manifestation of oblivion. She brings plagues in the form of cats. She was put into slumber. Prison her in the in-between. I'm assuming the book is a reference to the in-between. And Astaiga is bound twofold. As a daughter of the ancient gods and the chaos of the universe itself, she has his... Wait, hang on. To find the resting place of the many pierced one, also be running with her scepter. The staff gives the ability to control the dead.
A many pieced one.
I feel like we're looking at step 5 and we're on step 2.
Oh, I don't even think we're on step 2 yet. No, but I just
you
want to
are.
like
We're
look at
looking
it.
too far ahead.
You
I mean,
are.
the scepter's all well
You're
and
on
good,
step 4. Technically, you're on step 4.
and we're looking at
Well-
like step 7. So I feel like that's all well and good. Let's leave that alone for now.
Okay.
What should our next
I
step
mean-
be instead? Then let's determine that first. So
I mean, we
it's
do
not
have
frog.
the prophet way up in Material North that I know where they are. There's always that. In fact, I think that may be the only thing we can go deal with next that we know how to deal with.
What do we need to deal with the necromancer?
Necromancer's already dead.
He died? We banished him,
Yeah.
or he died?
Hubbard,
I mean, we have his head in a jar.
No, it's not his head. It's just a jar of goop,
Yeah.
liquefied goop in a
Because
jar.
a
There are
really
eyeballs
cool guy
floating
with a
around in it.
bell dealt with him.
All right, so you build him into next week. Is that what the book said to do, or is that just
It didn't say we couldn't do that.
okay?
You've just got a sentient god in a jar at the moment.
Okay.
If we gotta deal with him later, we'll deal with him later. He can't do anything from a jar. But yeah, so here's the thing though, right? The dagger because that was another page I think we got while you were gone. What page was that, Tegan, for the dagger?
The
That
tools
was
of something.
yeah. It was one of Astaiga's pages.
Yeah,
The
that we just
tools
got.
of
Tools of
Ishtar.
Ishtar.
Yeah, Ishtar.
Istisha.
The dagger will allow us to cut through to other planes, essentially, is what I think we had figured out. But we don't know why we need that yet. And so these other 3 pages, I think, are the backstory of Astaga, who she is, and her stuff.
Out of character, it feels like the dagger being able to cut through planes is like kind of a convenience thing.
No, it does actually have a purpose.
I mean,
Yeah, I
it'll
was
have a
gonna say
purpose, but it's also going to be mighty convenient to be able to travel
Well,
through planes easier.
No, because
No.
it like when you use the dagger, I think it does something both to the user and to the reality you're cutting through.
Oh yeah,
So,
but
like
that's
for
like
instance,
wicked. So.
like once you cut through, reality, it changes based off of your emotion, and it's permanently marked. And so it's like, I don't know if I want to do this as often as I need to or want to. So at the end of the day, the surefire thing is going north to deal with the Prophet, because you guys have the weirdo who stuck his hand in the door and got marked with terrible sight.
What page do we have that says what we're going to do with the Prophet?
I think Strange Prophecies.
Strange
Does
Prophecies.
it say how we deal with him, or does it just tell us about him?
The Prophet will draw the possessed to find the summoning pit, which we know where it is because of me.
Your
Then
pages are Strange Prophecies and Demonic Subjugation for the Prophet.
Yeah.
There you find an ancient portal to the Oracle of the Dead. Within this chamber will be a cistern boiling mud, to which the possessed must sacrifice their blood. Okay, so far so good. I can do all that. To summon forth the Keeper of Knowledge, Nebi Fod is the keeper of all the world's knowledge, scorned and disbelieved by many. She speaks truth of time before time. She will bless one as her own, gifted with visions of madness, seeing the lines of the world and how that feeds the cosmic being.
So you're
So
gonna go get more madness.
maybe.
It wasn't real madness. People just think it's madness. I remember the quiz was he told the
We've
truth,
got
but
madness
everybody
at home.
treated it right.
I've got madness at home. Okay, using the prophet's gift, they use time and space to mold the world into the image as they needed. Oh yeah, there's Illuminati, the Shadow Men.
Yeah.
Was also something we kind of think.
Eldritch Shadow Government.
Yeah. Removing gods from their past, they entrap the demons, convincing them into a war they could never win for the sake of creating an infernal battery to call and power the resurrection and the mass awakening of elder beings.
I think I don't follow what this nets us, though.
Oh, I don't know either.
I think
I just know the book
we
is
don't
telling
have-
us to go there.
We don't
I
have
think
like
this- the demonic subjugation, I think this is something that we're going to need to look out for. I think now that Habaru has this gift, I think that these Shadow Men are going to be seeking us out and trying to trick us.
Oh, I think the Shadow Man is the Imperium of creating a war in hell to create an infernal battery to call and power the resurrection and mass awakening of the elder beings.
Don't mean to be the man out of the time here. You've
Yeah, what's up?
mentioned the Imperium several times to me, and when I asked the last time, you said they're bad.
Yeah, they're all
That's
dickheads.
They're as much as I know. What do they look like? Can I kill them? Should I
No.
be keeping an eye out for them?
Yes. You should not be actively killing them, because here's the thing, right? If a town is full of dickheads, does that mean
What
every
town?
person in town is bad? No.
You
Hang on.
You just
Without
said the town
killing
is
being
full.
the right.
The
But
town
that's
is
going
full
with
of
the
dickheads,
assumption
so you
that
kill all the
every
dickheads.
person, but that's going with the assumption that every single one, including all the children, are all this bad thing. So no, do not kill them. There will be some you will need to kill, absolutely. But
It'll
there
be
are
on
also some
notice.
who are just trying to get by.
To answer your question, the Imperium is a system of government that's been put in place by fallen angels.
They've been denied by heaven
That
due
is the
to
Great
due to
War.
reasons.
Long time ago.
Well, it was a little bit after your time.
A little.
I say a little. This is possibly thousands of years later. During the, T can correct me if I'm wrong, Starfall?
So there are several wars actually that have been taken place. Now, this is where it gets a bit iffy. So the war that happened the time before time with the Eldritch beings, blah, 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 that happened. That was the angels. That's when these particular angels fell. We also have the demonic war that was set up, and that was instigated by Asimar that had been taken over by shadow entities. And that had been set up. And it was during that war, your friend, the Wraith, ended up trapped in hell. So there have been several angelic wars in which heaven has kind of overstepped in trying to
But
do what
in
they think is right.
relation for Arashi, how
In
many
relation for
years?
Arashi would be thinking about the original war.
Yeah.
And the war that happened afterwards was how many years later?
The war that happened afterwards, 80,000 years.
Yeah, so it's been a minute since your time period in
war
that
that-
war.
The war that happened afterwards was the one that spawned the Imperium.
Yes.
Oh,
Because they all
Not
got
his
banished
war.
here.
so the
Yeah.
Imperium was okay.
Yeah.
There is also
They're
a
the
tiny fact that you three are glossing over. You work for them.
Yeah.
well,
But I noticed
okay.
you're all
Okay,
leaving
okay.
out.
Okay. Yeah, we work for them, all right. Sure.
Oh,
I don't know,
so
you've
that's
signed
why you're
contracts of
saying
employment.
that's why you're saying don't kill all of them because you're some of them.
No,
Well, some
Arashi,
people.
killing everything cannot always be the answer. It just fucking cannot.
I mean, let's just set that aside. Like, some people are in the Imperium and doing like non-Imperium things, like
Callie, for
Yeah.
example, who
like
actively
Callie,
works
who
for the
like who, and we're friends
Or
with
even
what, Moonlight Wolves,
yeah.
the Shadow Moon Wolves. They're the
Shadow
they're
Moon
the
Wolves. They're
and
like the
Callie actually
anti-Imperium.
works for the rebellion. She's infiltrated them, and you guys are technically on the outskirts of that because you haven't really agreed to work with the rebellion, but you're also definitely not on the side of.
We've also
Yeah.
not agreed to not work with the rebellion.
Yeah, I was gonna
Exactly.
say we're definitely more rebellion.
You're very much
Um,
heavily entrenched on that fence.
Yeah, but it's a complicated thing because no one likes paying taxes. That doesn't mean you should kill the guy who comes to collect your taxes because he's not the subject of all the evil. And killing him doesn't change anything besides them then sending armed guards with all the taxmen. The point I'm trying to get at is, yes, there are absolutely people in the Imperium who, to your credit, Arashi, probably will need to be killed at some point or another. However, doesn't mean you can just start bowing into a crowd.
That's
Yeah, it's kind of like we'll make the decision as a team.
fine. I'm just pointing out that they're the bad guys. They're
That
bad.
is
Subjectively,
that is subjective.
the group.
But you know the leaders where they are.
You know what? I'm not fucking answering that because I can't trust you.
I'm not asking where they are, but I'm saying, wouldn't it make sense that you take down the leadership, which then
No,
filters through?
no, because we
don't
know who
that
they
will-
are.
We also don't know that will inspire actual change. So we
Yeah.
need to actually think on that, formulate a real plan, and understand what will change, who's really responsible. Because it's easy to just be like, well, it's only the leaders, but it's like, which one? It's a big organization.
How many of them have people behind the scenes pulling the strings? And the worst case scenario is you assassinate a few of them and you turn the rest of the sheep into lions, and suddenly it is, oh, there is no middle ground compromise anymore when it could just been, let's just end this fight with words rather than blades.
Harper is
Yeah, we need to do it
immediately
the right
infected
way.
by the cat, sir.
Okay. All
Any
right.
now.
I just have one more question. You kind of
Yes.
mentioned there's another group that
Hi, Steve.
you're not with, but they are against them. So
Did not mention him in character.
oh, didn't you?
No, we didn't mention the Shadow Moons in character. It
No,
was just
that Tegan mentioned that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. If you have an enemy, you start planning to take them down instead of running around.
We got to get information.
You know,
There's other more pressing matters. Like, it's society collapsing as a whole is pretty not great. And
I've seen that. It creates a vacuum, and it's not pretty. But change comes of it. Not always good.
that's why we're being careful. So we're just like 5 people.
Yes, and I really need to stress, Arashi, our potential for causing destruction, not just on this plane, but on the other planes as well, has never been greater than at any other point in history. It is kind of a delicate balancing act.
I mean, I understand.
In which, yes, the pendulum will absolutely get overturned and kicked down and whatever. But at some point, that's when you gotta make that decision, but not just right now.
I didn't say right now. I said instead of running around, sort of looking into it more.
Well, here's the problem. You've seen those boxes on the corner of streets that are pointed down, got a little circular piece of glass on the front?
Oh yes, I've disabled a few of them.
Okay, stop doing that. Because that is actively giving yourself away.
Well, no, I do it from behind, so they can't see me.
No, Arashi, they're always seen somehow. I promise.
I'm
just because you can't. Okay. So that's.
I'm very, very sneaky.
I can only imagine.
Channeled Sabata there just a little bit. He's rubbing off on you.
No, that was. Oh shoot! I don't remember what it's. I don't remember the movie.
yeah, Dusty Nice. Yeah.
But
yes, I'm aware that this place is heavily monitored. I've made sure that I've only shown myself with you when I've wanted to be seen. And then the few times when you were doing things, I took out some of those boxes so they weren't watching what you did.
Okay. What message does it send, Arashi, if I go somewhere and all of a sudden the boxes around me just start dying and they can no longer see me? And it only happens where I'm going somewhere or someone in our group is going somewhere.
I feel like this is hyper secondary action. I feel like we should get back on track with what are we doing? Where are we going? Why?
Okay.
We can address this at another time.
For right now, I mean, without the fucking book telling us more, I don't want to go deal with the prophet. Because once we get there, what do we do? What do we need? We know where to go, but we don't know why.
We're just inevitably going to have to go back.
No, Tegan, I can't fucking trust that because every time we look at a page, it turns out 10 pages later, you actually need to go do this other thing while you were there. So no, Tegan, it doesn't tell me what to do because I don't know what the other next 15 fucking pages look like.
Arashi puts his hand up.
If it was truly 1-to-1, then yeah, I would trust it, but I can't trust it right now.
Well, they only reveal themselves when we go to do the thing.
Arashi has his hand up.
Do the thing anyway.
I want to point at Arashi and say, "You there, young man? You've got a question?"
I don't know if they've changed in this time period, but most prophets, you generally speak to them and only kill them when you don't like what they have to say.
Right, Arashi, and when I go and talk to this prophet, she's gonna make me go mad And then what happens after that?
Feynman
We
does
don't
that to you already.
fucking know. No,
What did he say?
Feynman is just a fine man. I'll be insufferably mad, I think.
Well,
Then what about if we keep you outside and the rest of us talk to them?
to be
It doesn't
fair,
work like that.
to be fair, it doesn't say you'll go mad. You'll just get visions.
No, I think it does say I'll go mad.
I'm pretty sure it did expressly say you get the gift.
Yeah, she will bless one of her own gifted with visions of madness.
Yeah, she will give you the visions.
Of madness. Stop excising the last part.
Yeah, I was gonna say we cannot
But-
ignore the word madness in there.
But what does that mean?
She will give you
I'll
things
see the
you saw.
lines of the world and how. Okay, Tegan, is this worded correctly? How the feed the cosmic beings?
Yeah.
How
You
the
will-
feed the cosmic
It's
beings?
supposed to be they. Come on.
How?
How they feed.
Oh, you mean okay? There should be a Y there. Okay, okay.
Yes.
Sorry. Seeing the lines of the world and how they feed the cosmic beings.
Yes.
How they feed the cosmic beings.
So
Wait, hang on. I'm having a fucking brain blast. No, because we've talked about this. Fucking there's not there's ley lines of the world, right? Was that
The
thing
green
we
rose,
talked
yeah.
about?
Yeah. Which is what Wicked's been looking at through her mini Stargate.
Okay, so this would I think allow me to see where to cut, right?
Oh, it's
Through
gonna
the thing?
show how these lines feed the cosmic beings.
It shows you where there are gigantic eldritch power deposits, basically.
I don't know what to
think
do with that
it's saying is
knowledge.
basically, these lines are acting as bendy straws for cosmic beings to draw in
Yeah.
power, and it's going to
Right.
show us something. That's I'm guessing a new page is going to show up once we get this knowledge, and it's gonna
So
show us exactly what to do. We just need to cross that bridge when we get there.
The fact is, they're still, regardless of whether they're eldritch beings or Empyrean gods, it is still celestial god energy that is powering the universe.
okay. Using
Now imagine, in the
think it'll be
hands
fine
of
then.
anybody else, why would anyone want to know where there are giant god battery sources?
Oh, the Shadow Men.
right. And I'm on that page.
Yeah.
No. Oh, Tegan, has the Imperium ever been referred to as the Inspired in any context?
Roll me history. So, what you would know, Habaru, from your middling history that you paid attention to, while the Imperium themselves are not necessarily known as the Inspired, during the last time the book was awakened, before the merge, because the merge only happened after the closing of the book the first time, about 50 years ago or so, many of the bloodlines,
Wait.
specifically,
Hang on. How many years ago was the book closed?
50.
It's only been 50 years.
Yep. That's why I said once in a generation thing. However, there were
Okay.
families, and this is one thing, being from the Enthalemirian material plane, you would know this, that 50 years ago, for a good 800 years after the Demon War, the material plane split up, and it was ruled over by 13 very powerful families. And one of those families, the Soriano family, were known for very strong Aasimar angelic bloodlines. Now, the reason this was very interesting and problematic, when the merge happened, it came out that they had been bound to a number of shadowy beings, very similar to the things that you'd seen in the that you had seen in the animal village. And when the merge happened, those Asimars whose souls had been corrupted by that shadow, they found themselves being thrust into Nethreg. And it is thought that the Imperium, and you already know this, many of the Imperium, yes, there are fallen angels who are the commanders, like Churnzon, but many of his underlings and the underlings of the other Imperium branches within the different rings, many of them are these Asimar.
Fuck, they were gonna find
Oh.
these reservoirs with the book.
So
Oh, that's what we were delivering the book for. He's one of them. The guy we were delivering the book to is one of them.
well, Tegan, I'm not gonna lie, I don't understand what I'm supposed to get out of that with the inspired.
Yes.
So hang on.
Long
Are
story short, yes.
Okay, so the Imperium is the inspired. So
Few of them, at least. I think the one we were going to
Twist.
deliver the book to
Some of
originally
them
is
are,
one of them.
yes.
Wait, Tegan.
Hmm?
Do we know who the author of the book is? Because all books have an author of some type.
Yeah.
Do we know who the author is?
That is very, well, it depends. Roll me religion.
Ah,
Rude.
yes.
You're actually good at that. That is one thing that you spent a lot of time fucking learning. Yes. You do know who the writer of the book was. The writer of the book is an entity known as Amiadahan.
Gesundheit. Okay. So to twist paradise to their purpose, is hell paradise in this context?
Part of it might be.
Because that's why I'm asking, like, oh, if the author is from this realm, then yeah, they might consider this paradise.
Okay,
Removing
so to
God.
explain, just to because it's a religion, Amiadahan, she was an Empyrean god who was basically the Titan King knew he was going to fail, and so went to her and got her to write a book so that he might one day return to power.
Okay.
A god wrote this book, which is why
I
it
mean,
has
I
a
figured.
semi-sentience. Yeah.
Is it Andrew, the one who sent the?
What?
What?
Sorry.
I mean, so my original guess of convincing them into a war they can never win for the sake of creating an infernal battery to call and power the resurrection and awakening of elder beings, that's the Imperium.
That's part of the Imperium. It's not like necessarily as a whole. It may be the purpose of the Imperium's war, but given by a subsect of the Imperium or carried out by.
Yeah, I mean, for this context, I'll just say that the Imperium.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I mean that we kind of knew that, but like the book just tells us this. So, okay, so
So I think I see what was going on. So we were going to deliver the book for them to start this
then
battery.
use the start. Yeah.
Yeah. So they've already started it. They were gonna send it over to one of their agents and get this train going so they could get their wish or whatever to and release the Eldritch Gods. But we
But why?
accidentally ended up intercepting it.
Why would? Oh, hang on. Why would the Imperium want to release Elder Gods? Because the angels didn't fight for the Elder Gods, right?
No, the Shadow Men are trying to unleash the Eldritch Gods.
This is
There
where,
is
as
no
all
goal.
this is being discussed about, Feynman, roll me another wisdom save, please.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I would say that releasing the gods is the goal. They're just trying to awaken their masters.
Well, it specifically says elder beings, and I'm like,
I think they might just be in a cult. Like the Dark Men are like they just simply worship these eldritch gods, therefore they want to fucking release them. Like it's not like they're I don't think it's
I
like
understand
a
that.
greater purpose of like what they're getting out of it. I think the purpose is to release them. And then I also think that maybe other sects of the Imperium want to allow the I guess Dark Ones or whatever, so they get the wisdom instead, right? So that everyone's sort of getting their thing. I'm not rolling wisdom.
Yes,
I
lose
don't.
him 5.
I don't think that
You're
the
good at the moment. You're holding off.
Imperium may not realize
Oh yeah,
that
some do,
they're
some
being
don't.
manipulated. No, I don't think at all, because
I think some of them do, but some of them realize that they're going to get a wish out of it, and that doesn't matter after that. Once they get their wish, that's like cool beans. So the
But yeah,
okay.
the
Because the
dark
one thing
beings get the Eldritch God cult guys out, and then the people who are playing along get access to like the potential for a wish.
because the one thing that you know that the Imperium, at least on the surface level, that everyone knows, all the civilians know and everything, they are about order. Bringing
Yes.
order back to chaos.
yeah, they 100%, at least for the most part, do not know that that's what the shadow government is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would suspect some of them know and are playing along for their own means. But I
Yeah.
think that's
Okay.
besides the point.
So at the end of the day, big government's evil. We should all have small local state governments. That is correct, Tegan. Thank you for telling this as your magnus opus.
Look, I
Anyway.
wasn't aware where the world was going to go. Give me a break.
Anyway,
Okay.
So what the
Anyways,
hell are we doing?
I have no idea.
You've got all this
Bishop?
information. You're like, I don't know what to do with this now.
So we don't
I
Talking
mean,
to a prophet.
What we
go talk to the prophet.
no, but we don't know like what comes after that, though.
The prophet will tell you. That's why they're prophets.
I mean, I'm annoying as it is right now. How do you think that'll be when I'm suddenly stark mad and raving at you about shit?
I'm sure it'll
You
be
do that
fine.
now, so for me, no change. Others might see a change.
Yeah.
Okay, to be clear, right? What we've dealt with Xenobelli, we've dealt with
Yep.
the Necromancer, we've dealt
Yep.
with the Crab guy.
I mean, he's
dealt.
kind of chilling out. He's chilling out still.
Yeah,
don't
he
know
just
that he's,
he
like,
got a
a
bath
thing
and
we
he
have-
decided to calm down.
I don't think we have the keys to deal with him though.
No.
No.
Yeah, we'll
Um,
get there.
We've
We
got
dealt with
some
the
information of what we need to do with to
The
get
toad.
frog.
Yeah.
Um,
But to do that, we need to deal with the Lady of Slaughter, which we don't know how to deal with her just yet.
Yeah,
Besides,
I
follow
think
the
this
cats, I guess.
The prophet is our next step. I think it's
Ugh.
long short of it. That's our
Okay.
next step.
Okay.
I mean,
Out
the only
out
other
of character
pages,
question.
the only other pages that you have that are out of order are the Hill Tree via the Forest Goddess and the Garden of Fear.
Which that's, I think, way down the line, so we'll ignore that for now. But I want to add something out of the context of the book of, do we want to continue to do book stuff, or do we want to continue to like do more side quest stuff?
what side quests does everyone have to do?
We can go find something, but essentially, do we
Oh,
want to
no,
like
it's just,
not
like-
follow this plot line for a little bit?
Well, can we? Is there anything we can do that's in the direction of? So who's got what going on at the moment? Wicked, you've got like people you don't like around.
Well,
We could do
I-
stuff about that.
I
Oh,
the,
Russ.
I have
Raji,
the
go
book,
ahead.
so I can go home, so you can get rid of me.
Well, you're
Wait,
taking out
no.
cameras and shit, so I don't really want you to go just yet. But we're happy to help you go home.
I mean, mind you, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude, Feynman. When does this hooded lantern thing stop? I mean, since you got the hood up, it's just beaming out the front of your hood.
You are very bright, I think.
Yes.
Oh god.
It's very hard to
You have
sneak
blonde hair,
around
right?
when you've got a giant neon sign.
Why do you need to sneak around right now?
Why wouldn't I?
I think Tegan's
Because we're
about to-
talking like civilized fucking people
Yes,
about
and
what to do next. We don't need to sneak around to talk to each other.
the prophet is the obvious thing. Wicked agrees.
Yeah?
Hold on. Everybody shush. Hold on, everybody shush. Everybody shush. Hold on. Everybody shush. Everybody shush. Everybody shush. Hold on.
You shushing?
Holy shit, it is here. Guys,
Nothing.
last sentence of the hell tree. Go to the page with the hell tree. Last sentence.
I
Alright, the hell tree. Last sentence. Its fruit, however, is integral to the wine which returns Astaga to her slumber. Alright.
okay. So do we need to beat her to death and then put it in her comatose mouth? Like,
So
what the
I've
fuck does that
got-
tell us?
I've got 9 apples, by the way.
I have 2.
I'd like to
You
state
know what
maybe it's an allergic reaction. We just dip arrows in it and she'll have like a peanut allergy to it.
You know what the worst part is?
Mm-hmm.
That you put those in my bag and I just never realized.
I will also say, just because I did also mention it already, maybe go back and look at Vaya's pages.
Oh yeah, it's the sister.
I hardly know
The divine antithesis of her sister. Her coming is a sign of the arrival of the maid of the apocalypse, as she is said to watch over the metamorphosis of their souls. Yeah.
Go to the next page. The Garden of Fear.
Yeah.
I'm not too thrilled with dealing with her either. So, I mean, there's a few things we can be doing, but I just
So
um
so we need to make a wine out of this. I have a feeling this all just runs back to the prophet. I think we gotta. Sorry, man, but I think
So-
we gotta. I think you gotta go a little crazy.
So, okay, here, because again, this is Andrew suggesting this. We could make our way to the prophet, but we could also pick up some like side quest stuff to do some other things, get some
Oh, it sounds like you have
materials
something
or
you wanna do.
money.
What do you want to do?
I mean, I
Unwind and
just
relax.
go ahead.
Yeah, just unwind and relax with some lower stakes quest lines.
Yes, I like the book quest line, but I wouldn't mind doing something a little bit different from the book.
Cool, out of character, like fucking. Do you want to do a goddamn personal quest, or like that builds your character, or do you want to do random quests, or like do you have something in mind? Like, just you can give us direction. It's cool. If you're like, if anyone is like, man,
Sure, as
let's spend
Habaru's,
some time on our character.
I'm 100% believing that Wicked's sitting there watching Habaru going, Wicked's getting more and more excited, going, beach episode, beach episode, beach episode.
It's not. It's no. I don't even want a beach episode. I just want to like go do a
Focus on
quest
someone
and
else.
get it done. Because
Like explore the
I-
town, see who needs help, see what he's doing.
and this is like an Andrew like neurological thing of like I want to see us start a thing and then completely finish it.
Mhm.
Like the book, we're finishing parts of it, but we haven't finished it entirely. I want to be able to say, yes, we started quest, blah blah blah, rescued the kitten from the tree, and we finished quest, blah blah blah, rescued kitten from the tree, and got 20
Yep.
gold.
Well,
And we can do that on our way up north if we want to go deal with the prophets, because we can do
I will
both at the same
say-
time.
I just had this thought. We have sort of been neglecting our Imperium crowd work.
I don't feel bad about that.
Yeah, but we still got to maintain an image.
There is
Do
also
we?
if you don't want to do Imperium stuff, like they will give you Imperium jobs that you can do around town to help out and stuff like this. Like go and investigate the warehouses, go and talk to Critvo about their new technologies and stuff. There is also, if you don't want to do that stuff, you can always go and speak to
Like the Adventurers Guild,
it's not necessarily the Adventurers Guild. You
the Mercenary
can-
League.
It is called, I believe. Bear with me as I'm trying to find it. I believe that they are gig workers, gig agents. Yeah.
Oh God.
Fixers.
Truly putting the mean in gig economy, Tegan.
Yep. You can go take random things of Mrs. Swabwomble wants you to go help wrangle her pigs or something.
All right, listen, I'm not that desperate for money, okay?
Wicked's
about
not desperate for money at all.
It's not about money. It's about serving the community.
Yeah.
Sounds fake, but okay. Um,
For clout.
yeah, serving the community for clout. Okay, so what do we think? I mean, do we? So we have a few options. We could stay here in town, do some miscellaneous stuff, or we can kind of do a hybrid of both. Of make our way back to the material plane and kind of walk our way up north, but as we're going through towns, picking up random jobs, doing those real quick, and then continuing to go.
All right, let's go to the
You
next
mean-
town over
or-
and pick up a job.
Yeah, you mean classic D&D adventure?
Yeah.
But for the love of Christ, can we do some character things with either Wicked or fucking Sabata or fucking Habaru? Like, I understand Habaru, maybe you've had a bit of time. For Christ's sake, can we build on Wicked? I want to know what's going on.
Kevin has been chomping at the bit to learn what the
I've been
hell is going
asking
on with
goddamn
Wicked.
questions constantly.
Well, that's why I dragged you into the problem
Oh.
of Wicked that Arashi saw.
I
That
appreciate
Wicked is
that.
really wiggy about hags.
Let's fucking
Yeah,
let's investigate a hag or do some Wicked stuff. Like, I don't know, you like Dusty, you can talk to Tegan about like maybe a plot line in a town or something we can come across. But like,
Oh no,
let's
no,
do
I've
something.
got ideas of what's going on with Wicked stuff.
Oh yeah.
Very
Shit's
much
The only
so.
re- I mean, the only reason I haven't like asked too much is because I've typically been standing right next to Wicked as said like fate hag spaghetti's a guy, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to fight them right now. Oh no, I hope the fight doesn't break out. Oh no, oh no.
Oh yeah, she's spaghetti the guy, and you were like, no.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh shit.
Oh god.
she
Oh
just
no,
used a
black
spell
holes
slot.
do that. What the hell?
Yeah. Yeah, black holes do that, and she was just like a black hole. So yeah,
I'm happy to pick up like a couple of regular ass quests, but let's work in one or two
personal
while
stuff.
we
Yeah,
go
yeah.
north. Can we
Hell
can we
yeah.
be moved to the layer with the world map,
Yeah, sure.
please?
I will say the profit that we're talking about, not on this realm. It's on the material one.
Well, where do we need to go for that?
To material realm.
We also have
In
the
the very
fruit.
leave
northwest.
Moonlight into the material realm.
Yes.
Can we go to the
We
material?
You
can.
can jump.
Fucking-
It's not Moonblight in the material realm. It's called Light's Watch in the material realm.
Cool.
So,
And
where are we going in the material realm? So from
To the far northeast.
to Light's Watch. Can we?
up
Sorry,
here
can we
somewhere.
move to the
In this
material
direction up
plane
here, but in the
or on
material
the map?
plane.
Yeah.
Oh, you
can we
need the
move
material
to
plane map?
I wanna
Yeah,
see
yeah,
if
please.
towns are like on the way so we can plot a journey.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, no. Absolutely, there'll be like paths.
There's gonna be towns. I'm just out of interest. I want to like see and be like, let's go here, then here.
Craig, what were you saying?
Road
Thank you,
trip.
thank
I
you.
mean, we've got the fruit to take care of Cat Lady as well. So, I mean, is it the prophet first or is it Cat Lady first?
Well, the cat lady's not awake
I-
yet. That's the problem.
When they-
I rather deal with the prophet first, because I think to deal with the cat lady, we need to go deal with her sister first.
Were we just in the material plane?
Yes, we just were, and then we took
We
it,
went.
and
That
then
little
we.
green dot.
Wolfhaven.
That little green dot is where Harbrew is from.
Yeah, and we went up to near Wolfhaven and sort of past there to go to where the frog was.
So the frog was in out of Wolfhaven on this island, but the dragon was out here in these mountains.
Okay,
These
yeah,
these
but
hills.
we went like
Oh fuck.
no.
Yep.
Remember we crossed a bridge? Yeah, and then we came back.
Yeah.
And we got teleported
Oh,
by. I'll
God.
delete all this.
Oh no, we're
Oh,
gonna need to
we're
pass through
going,
that
like, up-
territory.
The chickens. The chickens again.
No. We don't need to deal with chickens because the
We're going
yeah,
top
Tegan,
right,
correct.
aren't we?
Yeah, like I thought the prophet was like
Northeast.
somewhere over here, right?
Give me a second.
They're at the spine, I thought.
I have a way to
It's a-
deal with the chickens.
It's at a
We just-
coastal cave.
We just need a cat carrier and capture some of these cats that can't be hit, and we just unleash them on the chickens.
I don't think we can hit the cats because they're cats out of time.
Well, that's it. But we
And-
put them in a cat carrier and unleash them on the chickens.
Hit him either.
Yeah.
But
Right.
the cats might not fight the chickens.
Also,
is
I
very
completely
good.
forgot
We'll
about the
cross
chickens.
that-
Thank you for reminding me.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, I suppose.
See,
We don't.
cat army versus chicken army.
This
Where's
Sunday.
It's
Also,
up.
it did say coastal cave, so I imagine it'd be west.
It did say a coastal
but-
cave. It's up
I
They
wasn't
said
even
it's up
thinking.
in. I will put an X marks the spot because it's somewhere in this vicinity, but they didn't tell you exactly where.
Also, I wasn't
What are we
even
talking
thinking
about?
the
The
chickens.
prophet?
Yeah, it's up this way
I
somewhere.
wasn't even thinking about the chickens.
Wait,
I was thinking about the
Wait,
dragons.
wait,
We're
wait,
gonna
wait,
be
wait. Hang,
attacking
hang,
each
hang,
other.
Oh, the
hang,
Dragon
hang,
Council as
hang,
well.
hang. What is the X?
That's where
Vaguely where the prophet in that direction somewhere along the coast there.
Where is
What
the
the fuck? I thought she was in the
Yeah,
northeast.
It said coastal cave.
So-
East has coast, brother. What do you mean?
That is way more east. That is so far away.
That's
yeah, but that
northwest.
doesn't make it not coast.
What? This is west.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we
We've
were
been saying northeast and no one's corrected
the
us.
whole time. No,
You've been saying
I mean, if you
northeast
want
all
to cross
time.
the map of the world, we can do that, but
No, but
No, okay, fine.
because
So
don't
we
have
can
to cross
cross
the map of the world.
because we can cross the world in the material plane and deal with Feynman's story straight up.
uh
I thought no, but that's besides the point. I thought it was the northeast. If it's northwest, that's fine.
yeah,
That's
No,
cool.
no,
But
I
thought the description
usually
we're given
I
was east.
usually put the stuff all kind of in a similar vicinity, so you're not sitting there going, "Where the fuck are we going?"
so
'Cause-
from what I'm thinking, a dangerous pastime, I know. Go to Lights Watch, maybe do something there. Go to Fairley by boat, maybe do something there. Winterholtz, Light Rock, Prophet.
Yeah, I
And maybe
like
we can
that.
skip a town or
Yeah.
two. All right, that gives
Hell
us
yeah.
plenty of time to like
Honestly,
do stuff
maybe
together.
we can even fucking go to Val Coast, and then if there's a good reason to, why not?
Yeah. I'm sure we'll get wildly distracted and go, oh, we actually need to go to the I don't know how to pronounce this. The Iranana?
the
Irony.
Ibrarana that
Oh, that's a
Arashi
B? What the fuck?
Ibrarana. Yep, Ibrarana.
That does not look like a B.
Does Habaru say something like that as they're looking at a map to Arashi?
No, this is Andrew talking out loud.
Damn it.
I know, I'm such a killjoy. Because
I'll
again,
say it to Arachi.
You say it to
Arashi,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah.
So honestly though, genuinely in character, have you pulled out a map
We've
of the
pulled out a
material
map
plane?
we're discussing.
Yeah,
Why not?
yeah.
Why not?
And you're like, and so you have kind of mapped out and gone, oh, we could go across to the Ibarana.
Yeah. I'll
Sure.
look. We'll say fine.
Arashi, you know
but I
this
like
name.
Let's let Arashi
Arashi's
have a
dead.
moment.
No, Arashi's not dead. Arashi's just letting them
Yes,
fight
Arashi,
over
you
what
know
to
the
do.
name of the Ibarana.
Yeah. But I also look at
Fucking
what
asshole.
where they're planning on going, and it's nowhere near it. So Arashi doesn't say squat.
But I'm also saying we
Well,
could also
like,
go there if we want to.
In character, Feynman would be like, we could even go to like I would say it out of character to just give you hooks, to be honest. But like,
Yeah.
let's have hooks. Why not? Like fucking.
But why?
Hell
Why
yeah.
would you want to go there? It's nothing to do with what we're doing.
We're adventurers. You got to explore the world, have fun, do stuff, see sights.
That'd be
All
Yeah.
I'm saying is, I'm not ruling off any towns like of interest. Like we should consider any, and if there's value to going there for anyone, let's go there. Do you not
Hell
like the
yeah.
Ibarana?
No.
You don't like. You specifically do not like the Ibarana.
No.
What
Why?
happened?
What did a library do to you?
What did
Was-
the library do to you?
Have you? I mean, I guess it has existed always because it's the library.
Hmm.
But I mean, what was the library like 80,000 years ago, old man?
The same as what it'll be like now. It's out of time. It never changes.
You don't know that. They probably got a
They could have updated the decor.
digital library. Yeah,
It
may change
exists
the rugs.
everywhere, anywhere, all at once.
Are you
Right.
telling me we have to go to the Ibarana just to prove a point?
It
No.
sounds like it. In fact, I would not be surprised if there was a portal in this city that led to the Ibarana.
Wicked has
Do you
now
think you
already
can read
downloaded
more up
a.
on what we're doing in the Ibarana? Sure, it's got like all this some knowledge of.
Know thy enemy.
Wicked has already
Yes, what do you
gathered
think I
enough.
was doing there?
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, Wicked, I didn't mean to speak over to you. I'm sorry that I've raised my voice, Wicked.
No, it's okay. Are you all right?
The group does as it must, and I will kill what I need to kill.
I feel like we need to go to the Ibarana because Arashi's got the history there.
It sounds like this place greatly upsets Arashi. We have to go there.
Classic.
God.
Classic.
Oh, we can
fuckman.
also read about like what's going on, and there's probably very useful information in there. I think it would be ideal. Let's do it. But what's
Yes,
our
I-
course then? Let's.
I
We wanna
I
go
would like to
from-
know more about the what's her name from the Hell Tree?
Via.
Via. I would like to know more about her before we go talk to her to go kill her sister or beat her sister up. I think that's pretty reasonable.
I thought we were giving her anaphylaxis.
Well,
that'll kill her, won't it?
it may not be that simple though. Like, how do we give her this thing if she's like immune to all weaponry, for instance, right? Like, let's try to use our resources that while we can.
Oh,
Not
that's
go
true.
in
We can
things
find out
half
what her
cocked.
weaknesses are. We might find Arashi that she's incredibly weak to arrows to the knee, coated in wine, and that would be pretty tight.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Or
Well,
maybe there's like
you
a
will find information that you're looking for there. You won't find answers for the future because they won't give it to you.
Fair enough.
right, but
Let's make do with what we can find then.
yeah,
And
let's.
Well, any information
Wicked
is good information, right?
Wicked is on Google and or no, what's it called?
Moogle.
Arcana.
Moogle.
Google.
Moogle. She's
Completely distinct.
She's on Moogle and looking up the towns we're visiting and trying to see what are must sees, must visits in these towns.
What are the tourist traps of these cities?
Well, Iron Mist and Light Rock are mining towns in the mountains. It is cold up there. Like extremely cold. Like the water is iced almost. It's very similar in temperament and kind of regionality to like Norway. Winterholt is that kind of in-betweeny kind of phase. Foresting town, also known for mostly logging and some animal husbandry. Fairly is an apiary town.
They grow fruits.
Bees.
Bees are apiary. Why don't I think orchard?
They do have
Alright.
orchards there for the apiaries, but
Okay, so in that
I bet
case,
they have really nice mead and honey. Oh, okay. Do they have any tours?
yeah.
All right.
You want to book a tour?
we could sign us
Hell
up for a tour.
Wicked, make it
Go-
happen.
Go on like Trivago or whatever.
Trivago.
Trivago.
Let her know you're an influencer. You know, get the influencer tour.
Tell them you'll be live streaming.
Shoot.
Arashi, they're saying a lot of words that don't make any sense.
And if they don't sound like killing or assassination or defeating your enemy.
Yeah.
Yes,
You made it
he's
to
very-
apiary. You made it to apiary, and then things just stop making sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's. I guess for the best example is there's a ninja in the corner sulking.
Because he doesn't want to go to the library.
Pretty much.
I don't want to go to the library.
I want to play with my sword.
Wicked, you can book a through
Trivago.
through Donington Tours.
Nice.
You can actually organize your boat ride directly from Lights Watch to Fairley if you would like, if you don't want to go around the coast. They will organize most of that stuff if you go and talk to either Andromeda or Ren here, and they will do all of the cross-planar travel information for you if you need. Your other options are teleportation, airship, if you would like, all number of
Can-
manners of travel.
Can we rent out an airship?
Yes, you can rent
Anyone
out
got-
a private airship.
Anyone got airship proficiency?
No, and I don't think we should because I don't think we'll return it in one piece, and then we'll lose our security deposit.
Come on, this isn't
but
Grungang.
I'll pay
Rush.
for.
This isn't the Grungang, yeah.
We can pay for the premium, the platinum insurance package with no
It's
excess.
like a catamaran. It's like
Oh,
really nice.
what if there's a coastal river tour we can take from
You
Lights
have-
Watch to Farley
can
to
do
Hold
that.
Light
You
Rock?
can do that. You
It'll
have
be very
several
slow.
options. You have several options for your airship. You can have like a Zeppelin, which is powered by wind, or you can have one that's powered by ether, which
Can we
is
get one
your
filled
power
with
crystals.
Was it helium? Craig, what?
Uh,
what's
wind
the one to blow
elementals.
up?
Hydrogen is the one to
Hydrogen.
blow up.
I am hesitant to put any kind of airship with wind elementals anywhere near Clint.
Clint? No. No, you're fine.
The kid would speak up at this point. It's like, ooh, can we take the boat? I've never been on a boat before.
I'm on a boat.
You can also
the
you
boat
can
is
also do a
floating.
wagon tour where you can get a deluxe wagon, like caravan.
Is it like
Realistically,
speedboats?
It's
Hang
more
on.
like the big buses that have.
hang on. Before we get
What
too
are they
off track, if we want to focus on doing side quests as we go, it's probably best that we either go via wagon or on foot. Because if we're on a boat, then it's like, all right, cool, we're leaving without you guys if you don't get back on the boats.
No,
Because they have a
so
schedule to keep.
we can get a private airship that I believe we can get ones that we can pilot. So we can park it in town and be like, we're gonna do questing, and then we live. We don't have to pay for you can live in the airship, right? So we can just stay in there.
Quickly, Moogle, how much does an airship cost to rent each day?
Each day. If we're talking the private ones, what do you want it powered by?
Whatever is cheapest.
Tegan, I don't know the options. What do you
Whatever
mean?
Whatever is cheapest. Just let's make this a cheap conversation.
Ether powered is the cheapest at usually 30 gold a day.
That's affordable.
For an airship?
That's with food.
That's with food and room for us, I assume, to sleep.
Is there
Yeah.
a pilot we can also hire with said airship?
That
we
will
can
be
fly
an
an airship.
additional. That will be an additional 10 gold a day to have a pilot as well.
Okay, so 40 gold a day.
We can fly an airship. Come on.
No. So 40 gold a day.
Live a little. Have a little fun. Let's fly an airship. Come on. Learn a new skill.
Not everyone here can fly if the airship goes down.
Look, I'll save most of you.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
I'll put a hand on Arashi, starting with you. You're a man out of time. You've got it hard enough as it is.
But I'd just like to point out, as a reminder, I don't have paperwork to travel through your checkpoints.
Oh,
No.
Don't worry about that. I got you covered.
Very well. Well, last time I got us past it, I got in trouble, so...
Yes, because it put us in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. We weren't expecting it. If we were expecting it, I would have been okay with that, by the way. It was the unexpected part I wasn't cool with.
Well, I was unexpected. I didn't know that's how it worked, and someone clicked on it. It wasn't me.
Yep. Well. Okay, well. Let's not about that. Okay, so we're going to rent an airship with pilot. We're going to go on a coastal tour to do various side quests.
Let's fucking fly the airship.
Tell you what. Once we have the pilot in there and he's standing over our shoulder, then you can take your turn driving the airship.
What if I do an airship course, like a certification while we're in fucking...
How long do you think that would take?
I don't know, like a day?
No!
I could get it done in a day.
No, they probably it has to take several weeks of testing and knowledge check.
I'm
Wicked.
Googling this shit. How long?
You are not him.
SAT.
You are not him.
Wicked, as you're looking at your options, there are just like your standard cottage airship, which is just, really basic. It's got food. You can get you can get up in the morning, make your own food and dinner and stuff like this. You've got the party airship, which has more of a liquid-based diet and music, lights, that kind of thing as well as the latest POM technology that allows for VR and AR, like AR and VR decking on the ship as well. You also have the luxury airship, which comes with not only the pilot, but also a gourmet chef and bartender who's going to cook for you and make you drinks and what the bougie people do.
So to get the pilot, we have to do the luxury airship.
No, you can just get him
No.
extra.
Oh,
Yeah, you can just get him extra. If you get the luxury, he comes included in the cost, but you're looking like
out
80
of
to 90 gold a day.
out of curiosity, how much is it just to outright buy an airship?
Outright buy an airship, I would have to get back to you on that.
So
Probably
so
like
okay,
30
hang
gold.
on. It's only 30 gold a day just to rent one.
Yep.
But to buy one, it would be really expensive.
Yes.
I mean, imagine renting a
How
car
does
versus buying a car. Like renting a car is like 100 to 150 a day, but buying that same car is like $60,000.
right, but that's what I'm saying though, of like I'm sorry, the math just doesn't make sense to me and I'm bleh. I'm sorry. Okay, so we can it sounds like we should probably, for everyone's sake, Feynman's stomach's sake, do the luxury airship with the gourmet chef.
Oh well, the other one comes with food, so I would rather pay a third less
Yeah, okay.
with food that we can cook ourselves.
I was just thinking, oh yes, Feynman can have a buffet every night.
Yeah, but we're also like considering. I don't think that like the airship isn't
So
necessarily where we're staying every night. Like we're gonna. I don't really
Uh,
want to bring it with us into like if we go outside of the
in the
city.
wilderness, yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm thinking. So a bit of context. I got a flamethrower. I'm gonna sell that. That's 2,000 gold right there. So we'll have plenty of spending money for the airship.
I've got.
if we want.
I'm sitting
And
on fucking. Where the hell did my
and
gold
Wicked
go?
also just won like 3,000 gold as well. So assuming we use
I've
it.
got 1,200 gold on just as myself. I think
Okay.
we're kind of like we can afford this. This is very affordable.
Yeah. But
Okay.
what I'm trying to say is like,
Depending on your airship, a standard airship, basic bitch, 20,000 gold.
okay, that's not the worst thing in the world.
If you want a specific skyship that can go fast and you can augment with like guns and turrets and blah blah blah, you're starting to look up towards 100,000.
Oh.
What's the interest rate?
It's like having a keep.
What's the interest rate at the moment?
I don't know. You'd have to go talk to the demonic bank and see what it's going to cost you.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I do
to be
have this
honest,
that I
though,
can. Sorry.
What do you got? What do you got?
Being
Share with class.
renting and being on an airship, it's making me nervous.
Why?
Like the last airship.
Well, we're not going to be expected to jump off of that one. / we won't open our wings too early.
I'm just concerned. I have a feeling that now that you have like the mark of the prophet, I have a feeling we have a target on our back.
Being in the air feels like at least somewhat of a better area to be.
I mean, hey, if they're going to attack us in the air, then they would have attacked us on the ground regardless.
I don't know if that's true. There's a lot of people on the ground.
And you think they give a shit about that?
They're a
These are
shadow
like,
government.
yeah, and the shadow government wouldn't be operating in their domestic soil. We'd be in the material realm.
You're also extremely visible public figures. Wicked has recently, as of today, become the #1
Mm.
hexagram
Oh, that's true.
in
Yeah. So
influencer.
so
Actually,
good
that's
and
true.
bad from that.
I
But
think.
I
Sorry, not to shut down the airship idea, but I think the wagon, like caravan, might be more discreet.
I think an airship
Will
would
it?
be far more baller though, and a caravan like we're sleeping on.
Yeah, let's not overthink this. I know I'm saying this. I realize I'm the one saying this. Okay, I have fully 100% appreciate the fact that it's just me saying it, but let's not overthink this. Let's just have fun with it. I mean, I'm gonna give Tegan credit on this. I think I'm incredibly unfair to her, and I say, Tegan, you're gonna do blah blah blah, and Tegan just wants us to have
You know what?
fun.
Well,
And
I will say I'm not going
fuck
to
it, we
turn around and say
ball.
I'm not going to say nothing will happen because that would be really
Yeah,
fucking
of
boring for you.
course.
And so there's going to be stuff that happens, but I'm not going to like necessarily put targets on you in the
Dragon
same way.
attack. Yeah.
Well, no, like with the train accident, for
Mhm.
example, that was very specific to like the Necronomicon
Yeah.
doing stuff.
That was
Whereas
basically
because
scripted.
this is
Let's
side
just
questy
see.
kind of stuff, I want you to have fun with it. Like I want
Let's
you to
Yeah.
have some
heavy
downtime
piece,
where
though.
you
What-
can.
like sling your wagon idea. What's up?
Wagon idea, gonna being discreet, but that gets to overthinking. I
Now,
think we'll
hang
account-
on.
I think we'll count to more people as in the wagon in the wagon train.
We say wagon. We are talking about renting like an SUV or an RV, right?
RV, yeah.
It would
Because
have
we
to
can
be
totally
like-
do that.
Yeah, you can rent an RV. That's essentially what wagons are now, unless you want to go like
Okay.
old school,
Yeah,
which
like
is
four
like the
strong.
caravan life. Yeah, caravan
Okay.
life.
Also likes the idea of a road trip.
Okay, so RV. I mean, that'd probably be cheaper than the airship, but again, money's not too much of a problem.
Not only that, how many of you actually have land vehicle proficiency?
I do.
Habaru can drive.
Yeah, I can drive.
Yeah.
Arashi can choose the driving music.
Yeah, Arashi can ride shotgun with his bow. But
Rashi's just going to pull out his coin purse. I could contribute, and I'll pull out a very ancient gold coin. I don't have much, but Sabata showed one to someone before, and they got very excited and gave Sabata a lot of things.
oh, this would actually, I can actually do something here with my eye for treasure.
Yes.
I will look over the gold coin. Can I see that real quick?
Yes, certainly.
I think
Oh
you did
yeah,
this
that's
before.
it. Yeah, with a coin like this, I mean, you get a good exchange. I mean, it'd be like one gold coin from modern day gold coin. Right?
This
Tegan,
is
was that
a
it?
very, very ancient coin. It is essentially a
Right?
collector's edition because it's
Mm.
pre-Starfall even.
Yeah.
So that is an absolute benefit as well. So it is a very rare coin
Mhm.
that you know that it will make Arashi about 50,000 gold if you were
God.
to sell this coin.
Damn.
Oh,
We
I-
could buy
I-
an
I-
airship.
I don't have much. I only have just short of 2,000 gold on me.
Fucking hell.
hey, Arashi, congrats, you're the world's richest man right now.
So Sabata has more.
Congrats, you two are the world's richest out of time duo. This goes for about 50,000 gold.
We gotta be careful.
Will that help
So-
us get what you need?
That can help us get anything. Yes. I'm gonna give this back to you. He will very carefully hand back the gold coin.
The other thing you will know with
do
your
not
eye for
lose
treasure,
these,
though, the other thing
please.
you will know with your eye for treasure, though, is because these are collector's coins. It means that the auction houses will want to take his details.
Fuck.
Mm.
Okay.
Well, no,
You
So
can
we gotta-
you can you can barter them in pawn shops and stuff, but yeah, because these are
They're
collector's
gonna
editions.
price gouge us.
They wanna
Yeah,
know where they
because
are
these are
and
collector's
from.
editions, they're going to want to keep a track of who they belong to make sure that they're not counterfeit, for example. And if they are
Well, it's-
genuine, you know, like
Well,
any
what's the
kind of
history?
ancient
Yeah.
artwork. Yeah.
Track the providence.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay. Well,
You got real
that's only
excited.
if I'm genuinely like that is a option of like, hey, Arashi, just tell them who you are. They're not gonna be able to fucking figure it out, and they'll still give us a pretty good chunk of gold for these. But I would hate to do that because, yeah.
You
Okay.
can-
So
I will also point out you could also go to the bank and trade them in and get him a bank account because the bank here is still 100% demon owned. not
so they
Imperium
won't
owned.
cheat us. Okay. Well,
It
I
yeah.
say they won't cheat us, but it's a bank. Of course, they're cheating you. It's a bank.
Hey,
It is
banks are alright.
more of a case that the bank won't because it's demon owned, they aren't necessarily beholden to the same rules of identification. It's
Yeah.
completely different rules.
They're kind of like Switzerland in that regard. Of everyone shady has a Swiss bank account.
A little bit. It's more like
I'm making a joke, but I get you.
it's more like because it's hell, they already know your soul's ledger, so they know who you are. They don't have to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that sounds like our plan. Then we're gonna go back to the Again, I think you're gonna be proud of me right here. White Fox Cabernet.
Yes.
Cabaret.
Cabaret.
I remember
but
the place
close enough.
name. We're gonna go there, take the portal to Wolfwater, hike it to Lights Watch, take a boat from Lights Watch to Fairley, rent an RV in Fairley, and then cruise our way up the coast doing the shenanigans.
You're gonna have trouble doing that
Why?
God damn it.
because Arashi doesn't have travel papers.
I thought the one in the White Fox was a hidden one.
No, it's a multi-planar transport,
Right.
but it's not a hidden one. You still need immigration papers.
Wait, how did
Because-
Arashi teleport earlier? With his phone?
Oh, he
someone.
messaged his family and they sent a text message to us, and it dumped us in the middle of the wilderness. And
Well,
a
what did he
text
ask?
message took us across plains.
But what did he ask?
I just
I mean-
asked if we could get to this plane, and that's what they sent. Maybe if I'm more specific for a town, that might
I
be
was
more
gonna
like-
say,
effective.
could we ask for
Lights Watch in the
Lights
material
Watch
realm.
and then
Yeah.
get put there like that?
You can
Yeah.
certainly try.
Well, I've sent a
Um,
message. Just don't click the link they send you.
Okay, but
do-
now we
what
want that to
do that?
happen, but I don't know if they'll do it again. I think that was them both saying, "Yeah, we'll do that," and then learn your lesson from this. I don't know. There's we can try it, I guess.
No,
I
I
will
could
be
also
Very
go
specific on my paper this time. Lights Watch.
material realm.
Material realm. Is there a building or something we want?
Oh. In fact, yes. Tegan. Major cities like Lights Watch, because I assume because it's a port city, it's a major city.
Yeah,
It will have a Witch Queen palace, right?
it does.
Can I quickly Moogle the address?
I mean, yeah, it's pretty easy.
Yeah, I will Moogle the address and show it to Arashi. But hang on, don't send this just yet. Let's just think about this. I could also go through the portal real quick on my end and go ask. You know what? Never mind. I don't want to do that anymore.
Wicked
Yeah.
when he's talking about potentially the Witch Queen Palace, like the major district Witch Queen Palace in the material plane. What are you doing as he's talking about that?
Did you say that part out loud?
He'll mention it. I mean, we could just appear like right outside the Palace District, Palace Gates, whatever.
She will say nothing.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've
right. The address
been the Lights
down
Watch.
there.
I know what the district's like. I mean, it's not walled up, so we can just walk out once we get there. That
We should
sound good?
Yeah, we should probably prep for the trip, right?
Yes. What time of day is it, Tegan?
Oh,
It is now about midnight, 2 a.m.
Huh.
Yeah.
Cool. So we'll go
Tomorrow.
to the inn, not punch holes in the door, and then we'll get ready to go.
Who punched
So-
holes in the door?
So
Who the fuck do you think?
as you guys make your way over to the
The only guy here who's really good at punching.
As you guys make your way to the Blue Moon Tavern, you notice on the pinboard next to the door there is a sign barring entry to a one Richard Feynman.
Oh,
Luckily, he's not here.
You fucking
One
son of a
little-
bitch.
One thing I'd like to do, Wicked, like on our way here, if we encounter or even pass by or see any more of those infected dead, she'd like to do the same again.
Okay. You kind of steadily go. Do you collect the dirt that's left behind as you go? Or do you just kind of leave it?
Does.
I think
Feynman does?
Feynman does?
Feynman
Absolutely,
collects
I
it
do.
all?
Why not? Quality dirt.
Okay.
I'll let. Oh, we could do that a few times, but after like the third or fourth, I'd be like, hey, but I know you want to do this for them, but like, I don't want you to have to run into any of the fucking hags they brought in here.
It'll be fine.
You sure?
I'll know when they're coming.
Feynman, you get about 5 bags of dead man soil.
Hell yeah. Bringing me up to 6.
Yeah, please make sure you're marking this in your inventory, even though I'm the one carrying it.
It's in my
'Cause
inventory. I'm not going to make you manage my inventory. It's just my
Okay,
inventory.
thank you. I was gonna
technically
say
your inventory.
please. But yeah, we get to the door and Richard Feynman's barred entry.
Yes.
Okay. Let me go inside and talk to them.
Well, no,
We paid for the
I
damage last time.
I can deal with this.
How are you gonna deal with it?
I mean, I can just sleep on the roof. It's good night.
No.
You could
You know
always
what?
go sleep back in your fucking room at the Imperium.
Mm.
You have an apartment.
Why
not? Okay. Andrew will unclench.
I mean, what trouble can Feynman get into on his own going to the Imperium? They know who he is.
Fucking how dare you say that to me, Tegan?
Like I'm the DM and I don't know what's going to happen. No, I 100%
How
promise
dare
you.
you?
I promise you nothing's going to happen.
Tegan, you say that, and then Richard finds a way.
Yeah,
I'm
but
a
that's
good
Richard.
boy.
That's not me doing it.
I'm good. I've changed.
Does this say
Okay.
Imperium anywhere on this building?
It does not
No.
say Imperium anywhere on this building. But is Richard, are you going to like divide off to go to your apartment because you've been banned from the Blue Moon Tavern?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. So
hang
Arashi, you
on.
watch as Feynman goes to leave.
Before he leaves, jot, tear, piece of paper. Here's my phone number. Fucking call me in the morning.
I'll pull out the phone I bought.
Do you have my number saved?
Yeah. We've called each other before.
The phone that keeps on disappearing when you change?
I don't know anything about that.
Roll me a wisdom save.
Yeah.
No, I don't say that fucking in character to him. Fuck you, Tegan.
He is glowing like a nightlight. He is glowing like a nightlight.
Where is Feynman going?
To his own apartment. Because he's not welcomed here.
Wait, is my apartment like in the Imperium, or is it just like in a building that the
It's
Imperium provides?
no, it's a group apartment in the Imperium barracks.
Can I have guests?
Yeah.
No.
Are they gonna question me?
No.
Yes, they're gonna wonder, hey, why
not.
don't we recognize this guy on our camera?
No. They don't question. You're not prisoners or anything. You are given, as Imperium heroes, TM, you are given your own living quarters.
I can like if
Heroes
I'll take
TM
Arashi,
asterisk mark. You forgot to mention the asterisk mark at the end of all of that, Tegan.
Which is that there's cameras everywhere, but so do all the streets.
Yeah, but Arashi's a stealthy boy. He can get around it. Arashi, you want to come stay in my place?
I mean, they haven't stopped the weird giant mechanical owl that's jumping all over the bloody walls.
Sure.
No.
Maybe get a read on the Imperium.
Yeah.
I guess. We'll be around him.
Andrew, if it's going to make you feel any better, I will tell you. For the sake of interesting storytelling, I'm not going to make anything happen because it's better for Arashi to understand where you guys are from, what you guys do. It makes sense for him to actually get to see why the Imperium is so charming.
But me and Arashi become pals, so we're going to hang out.
We can't even cross the street successfully, Tegan, without something
That's
happening.
a you problem.
I don't. No, that fucking isn't. I say I want to cross the street, and then fucking 12 things happen. No, that's not on fucking me.
No,
That's
but
our cross to bear. Let's just bear it. Let's go fucking.
Wicked goes
Okay.
into the Blue Moon Tavern.
okay, so Wicked goes into the Blue Moon Tavern and
I go to
settles
bed.
into a hearty.
Yeah.
Do you have a meal, Wicked, before you go to bed?
She had a Philly cheesesteak sandwich. She's good.
Yeah, there's a nice hot shower, a nice comfy bed. It's a cozy place here. The music has died down for the night because everything's kind of shutting up a bit because it is still kind of technically midweek. It's not like party central or anything. And this is certainly not where you would come to go to any of the nightclubs or anything like that. This is the Harbour District. But Arashi and Feynman, you go off, and it is a bit of a journey, Arashi, as you have to head further into the inner city circles. But eventually, Richard Feynman takes you to what appears to be a very large white stone building. It has blue and gold markings on it. It appears to be almost a small city within itself, very similar to, say, like the Vatican. Um, and Feynman does show an ID card to them as he goes through, and they don't question you. There seem to be some security guards. There are some people patrolling around, but they seem pretty lax. You've seen better, Arashi. But he kind of leads you into this building through some glass sliding doors, down these long, very sterile-looking corridors, almost a little bit like the weird liminal space hallways you were in when the cats touched you. But eventually he slides a key card and he lets you into what appears to be a very cushy room. Next to the door is a little plaque. It's a little brass plaque that says Gamma Squad. But yes, there's a very plush looking couch, a big shag pile rug under it. There seems to be a strange white box in what appears to be like a kitchenette area, as well as a number of weird devices sitting on the bench top that you're not really sure what they do. There are big windows, floor to ceiling windows of just plate glass that are looking out over a small private courtyard, which do have what appear to be a hot spring in the back garden, and it's very nicely landscaped and stuff, as well as 4 individual doors. You can see next to the doors they do have names. You see Wicked's, you see Habaru's, you see Richard Feynman, and you notice that it appears to be one that is currently missing a blank space.
For the kitchen, is it stocked by the Imperium?
Yep.
I assume we each get our own cupboard.
You get your own cupboard, you get your own fridge, you've got your own coffee machine. This is like
Oh, yeah.
specifically yours. This is like your enclosed apartment, which is why there is a cupboard that is labeled very specifically Wicked's drug cupboard.
Yep. I'll point at my cupboard, and I'll be like, there are cookies in the cupboard, and there's milk in the fridge. And if Arashi dares to open them, it's just wall to wall with milk and cookies. All that's in there. It's just like stuffed with cookies and then stuffed with milk.
Well, I will state before we left, I did, because there was discussion, I did duck into an alleyway, disguise myself so I don't look like Arashi when we entered the complex.
How do you look? What are you doing?
Have you stolen some clothes from somewhere?
Yeah. Let's we got the whole Hulkamania look. We got a massive yeah.
God. It's a good thing Eris is not here. That moustache would terrify her.
Exactly.
As we passed through security, he went, "Thanks, brother."
Brother.
He doesn't blink an eye. He just kind of nods because, frankly, this is not the weirdest thing he's seen, considering some of the people that are heroes.
Just another character.
Just another
Pretty
character.
much.
Once you get in to sort of explain things, I will tap the window because there's a giant window.
It's multiple windows, yeah.
It's multiple. That's security risk. You sure you're not monitored in here? I'm going to start going through everything looking for anything that I might think is a monitoring device. Not that I know what they are because I don't have Sabata with me.
It's actually not hard. They do
So I'll
have
hold things up going, what is this?
it's a coffee machine, a toaster, a, a modem. But you do know, Feynman, that there are actually cameras in at least the main living area. But there's not a lot. It's just like one in this main area to make sure that there's no one coming in via the courtyard or the front door. But you know that there are 100% there are no cameras in your bedrooms or any of the bathrooms or anything like that. Because while the Imperium isn't great, they are lawful. They do
Lawful
hold themselves
cokeheads.
to their contracts. And part of their contract is that they do not spy on you this way.
She still looks, but does open your cupboard to see full of cookies and
Milk.
Just
Yeah.
inevitably, right? Like you're checking everywhere.
Yeah.
There's-
Oh,
Is it long life milk in the cupboard?
No, it's like fresh milk they restock every few days.
Yeah.
It's I would say it's like that fucking the fancy Paul's milk you get. It's not pasteurized. What's
It
it
doesn't
called?
even
Where it's
need to
like
be
not
that.
mixed.
The
It's like
vessel the milk
cream
is
on
kept
top.
in, the
Mm.
vessel the milk is kept in is essentially a decanter of colding.
Yeah, it just
Decanter of
magically
endless
It
keeps
doesn't
it.
spoil.
Yeah. But it'll be
Oh.
that milk with like the thick cream on top that you got to shake before you.
Sabata
that-
would have a field day with it.
Just that
I-
gorgeous.
I tap Wicked's drug cabinet.
decanter of endless milk.
Hell yeah. That's
You
what I'm gonna buy with
You tap Wicked's drug cabinet.
I'm aware of what drugs are, but why is there such a big cabinet just for Wicked?
Wicked likes variety and quantity.
Alex Reggie's first thought is, oh man, she must be horribly ill. to
Yeah,
need
that's
all
what I
these-
was about to say. Rashi's like, I did not know that she was that ill. I will keep a better eye on Wicked.
It's an
You do
illness of
notice,
sorts.
Arashi, on the breakfast bar, there are 3 white envelopes with golden seals on them.
Mm,
One addressed to each Feynman, Wicked, and Harbury.
Oh
believe
yeah,
it's
I'll
for
open
you.
mine.
It's your paycheck for the last month.
Hell yeah. I'll collect and distribute the paychecks to the other people, like other.
I believe it's a
gang.
nice tidy 500 gold for the month, I believe.
Hell yeah! All right, and that's 1,000 electron pieces. So now I'm up to
Oh,
3,400 electron. I'm
Well,
gonna collect and give the paychecks to the other gang. Can
Okay, you put them in
we
your pocket.
say that I just gave them to them so I
Well,
don't forget?
This is the thing. Technically, they can add the credits to their cards anyway. It's just the pay slip to say that you've been paid.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, you guys consider yourselves paid. We'll remind Andrew
Oh.
once he gets back.
Sorry, just a little thing. Wicked would have given you. Would it be like a key to her room, or
It's a key card.
like a key? Okay, she would have given you a key card and said if you could asked you to grab one of her plushies.
Absolutely, I can. Of her, or a
No,
secondary
has-
plushie.
Like a snuggle
in her room,
beast.
she says in her room, in her bed, she has a ton of plushies to just grab one and bring it back.
So, Feynman, do you go to her room and open it?
Absolutely, I do.
You hear the click as it opens. Arashi, you're able to see over Feynman's shoulder to look into this room. Wicked, what color is your room, first of all?
A very pastel pink color, almost white.
Yep. And on the very plush king-size bed, what kind of plushy-topia are we looking at?
Oh, just a cornucopia of different animals, toys.
Is this like a
It looks pretty-
Squishmallow room?
Yes, it's like a Squishmallow room. There's cinnamon rolls, Squishmallows, stuffed, whatever this world would be, Pokemon.
This is a room full of stuffed creatures, Arashi, but like soft. Like you've seen teddy bears. Your family made teddy bears and toys and dolls
Well,
and things
I
like
was
this.
about to say it reminds him of someone else's room. Yes. I'll get back to my own time at some point.
The second thing you notice is that it's quite humid. It's more humid than it is outside. There's a
Yeah,
humidifier.
I just look at the
it's
from
it's
the
kind of
doorway. I
damp.
do not go in there. Yeah. Feynman goes in to
But
get the plushie, but I
it
you know,
smells like a mushroom house.
like Arashi was not asked to go in there or anything, so it respects privacy and just stays out.
So just as we finish up, Feynman, you know that you have a hot spring, a sauna. What do you treat Arashi to? Someone who is not used to these modern things, but Arashi,
Actually,
the hot spring in the backyard does
yes,
remind you of home.
yes, it does catch his attention.
We can go to the hot spring and have a bit of a spring. Why
They're
not?
very. You hand him one of the bathrobes. They're very soft, plush bathrobes, Arashi. You've never felt anything like this.
I feel that to truly experience this as I would, I will rummage through my backpack and pull out little. I'll pull out a flask and pour little shots of rice wine.
Oh hell yeah!
So, as Feynman and Arashi settle into their boozy rice wine hot tub experience, which you're not 100% sure why, Arashi, but all of the slippers in this apartment do have little white bunny ears on them. You're not sure why, but they do. Um, but you settle into your evening of relaxing cookies and rice wine, and that's where we'll leave it this week. As Arashi, you get to sleep in a bed unlike anything you have ever slept in.
Not true.
It molds to your shape.
Not true.
Oh,
What
really?
has he slept on like cloud furniture?
No, he sleeps under the bed.
He sleeps under the bed.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, he sleeps under the bed. But
Do you
that's where we're going to
do you
leave.
sleep in between like the mattress holder and the mattress?
Like if it's like if there's no gap underneath, like it's to the floor and it's just then he'll find somewhere else. But if it's got legs and there's gaps under it,
I'll
it's
allow
so
you
he
to
can't
sleep
be
under the bed.
he so he can't be seen while he's resting. It's a safety thing for Arashi.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Well, either way, that's where we're going to end tonight. And next week, we are going to spend some time in the city just before, just making sure that you've got everything you need for the trip, seeing what happens, seeing where we might find a new companion, and then we will hit the road
Road trip.
for road trip. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for staying around a little longer than we normally do. It was a wonderful experience to have you here. We hope you enjoyed. But basically, drink plenty of water, get plenty of rest, take your medication if you need it, and look after those around you and yourselves. And we will see you all next time. Have a great night, guys.
Bye.
Bye.